maybe we should preface this movie with a trigger warning just because there is
Oh, of child abuse.
child abuse. And I mean, anyone who's, because again, a lot of that type of manipulation and abuse is real. So, like, if someone's been through something similar, they don't want to relive it for an hour and a half,
Yeah, I think we will trigger warning this because I only thought about the child abuse thing. I didn't think about the manipulation tactic. We don't usually trigger warning our episodes. We talked about doing it at the start, but you usually know what you're getting into when you say, "Hey, this is a horror movie." But no one told me about all of this shit. Everyone just says you need to watch this movie.
Yeah, I
And
didn't
so
I didn't know that those themes were going to be a part of it at all. Like, that was a bit of a shock. Not a
yeah,
shock, but like it caught me off guard.
yeah. And Tay would definitely not be able to watch this movie
Nope, nope,
for
nope,
lots
nope.
of reasons, but also auto cannibalism is in this.
Yeah. It's just full of not what yeah.
This week on No Cell Service, our hosts cover the Australian supernatural folk horror, Bring Her Back. This content is intended for mature audiences only. Listener discretion is advised.
I watched this movie and never in my life have I watched a horror movie and then wanted to be sad. I wanted to curl up and just die.
Yeah, well, I think we don't got to go into it, but there's been some shit that happened recently that, like, affected me emotionally. And, like, movies sometimes get to me if they're meant to, but, like, horror movies, when bad shit happens, like, whatever, it's whatever. I was, like, almost in tears at the end. I was like,
I
ah.
paused multiple times and I looked at my wife and I was like, you know how I get weird with secondhand embarrassment? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, that's happening, but not embarrassment. Why can't I watch this. It's hurting me to watch this shit happen to these kids and just continue to happen. My brother is the one who was like, hey, he's not the only one. I've had a few coworkers and some other people be like, oh my god, you guys need to watch Bring Her Back.
Mm-hmm.
Not podcast related, just everyone was like, this is such a good movie.
Yeah, apparently Brandon and his brother, like, their friends, they all get together and watch movies and stuff. And they were all talking about it recently.
In not a bad way. This was a fantastic movie. I don't think I will ever watch this movie again.
No.
I was so sad.
It's a lot. I think A24,
Dude.
they have their formula and they know how to use it.
As soon as I saw A24, because I did not realize it was an A24 movie, I was like, oh, we're in it, boys. We're in it now.
Yeah. Also, I woke up this morning and I always, like, the day of recording, I always watch the movie. I'll just wake up, do whatever I got to do in the morning, and I'll get to it.
Mm-hmm.
This morning, I just woke up and got straight to it.
That's a way to start your day.
First of all, I couldn't find the movie because I kept Googling Get Her Out.
What?
And I was like, I kept getting pissed off because I was like, why can't I find this movie? And then I realized that's not what it's called. It's called Bring Her Back. And then I'm sitting there watching it, thinking about it, and I'm going, so when we talk about Get Her Out later, that's not what it's called. Oh my god! And my brain just couldn't fucking.
Could not function it.
So yeah, Bring Her Back. I don't know why I never watched it. I think it was just I saw the cover and there was something about it that I was like, eerie children. Okay. And I just kind of kept going. But man, oh god.
See, I didn't even know about this movie until Christmas time when my brother was like, hey, have you seen this? And I was like, no. Like, that is the first time I had ever even heard of it. But me being off of social media as much as I am now, like, I miss a lot of stuff. If it doesn't show up on my Tumblr, I don't fucking see it.
Yeah.
So, and my Tumblr is not curated to horror stuff, believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I had never seen the cover, had not seen anything until last week when we were like, hey, what are we going to do?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, my brother's been talking about this movie and what's the other one? Talk to Me. And so we decided we're going to do, director double feature. We're going to cover this one and then their older movie next week.
Yes. Which I have seen Talk to Me. I watched it with my mom and she does not for the life of her remember watching it with me.
No.
But it's a good one. I remember at the end of it being like, what the fuck?
Is it as sad? Do I have to hate my life next week too?
No. I do not. Feelings of sadness do not ring any bells when it comes to me remembering this movie. So
Okay.
we got this one out of the way. I didn't know that Bring Her Back was gonna be.
I didn't either. Everyone talks about this movie being, oh my god, this is such a good movie. Like, you have to watch it. You're going to love it. No one ever says it's going to crush your soul and make you want to cry.
Yeah, it's because when regular people watch these movies, they absorb it as a movie. When we watch these movies, we absorb the implications, we absorb
That's fair.
the nuance,
Yeah.
we absorb the feeling of being there, like that we put ourselves in that position. I think that's partly why we like those movies, or like why they affect us,
I can't tell you how many times I went back to watch the behind the scenes of making it just to be like, the kids are okay. Everyone's okay. Nothing happened. Look, everything's okay.
We need to honestly just start talking, because like
we do.
Oh my God. I mean, so first of all, like it opens up to some like Russian sounding.
It is Russian,
like, yeah, it is Russian, but like not chanting, but like
sing-songy voice.
Yeah.
It's just like a little tilt to the voice of just having some kind of, there's something being said, and the subtitles only say woman 1 speaking Russian.
Yeah.
And you're just like, really? That's all. I was hoping, but it's on HBO. I was like, maybe you watched it on something different and it had better subtitles. But I think that's just the subtitles were provided. I wanted to know what was being said so bad.
Yeah.
As this woman, like,
I think you're not supposed to know.
no.
Right? Because like you do get subtitles later.
No, it just is in English later.
Well, no, well, we'll get to it.
We'll talk about it when it comes up, because I think I know which part you're talking about. But it's found footage style of someone recording shit happening, and at first you're like, what the fuck? And then it turns into like, the best way I could describe it is it looks like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead. It shows a naked woman standing in a circle with the voiceover, and then a naked man comes up, walks into the circle, grabs her head, and there's a scream, and then it cuts to then another, like, shaky cam footage of what looks to be, like, the best word I have is, like, a shelter. Like, it looks like this is, like, not exactly a church, but there's, like, different rooms.
Yeah, but then there's, like, kind of the big main
Yeah, there's, like, a big
space.
common area. So it felt like a shelter or a church where
or
you
if
have,
you've
like,
ever seen, like, in movies where, like Parasite's a good example, when their home floods and they have to go to that, like...
I haven't seen Parasite.
My jaw dropped.
I know. I'm so aware that I'm so behind and I need to watch Parasite.
I would love for you to come over and watch that with me.
Fuck
because, like, I love that movie. And it is in Korean.
Yes.
You cannot watch the English dub or I'll kill you. I don't even know if there is an English dub.
Would never.
But one of the best movies of the decade, in my opinion. Like,
we'll add it to the list.
Oh. And yeah, we could talk about it.
I
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Okay.
So we'll put that on the list.
Sorry, I won't. Yeah, it kind of looks like a sheltery kind of place. It's empty. It's kind of looks abandoned-ish, but there are these culty-ish kind of people.
They're all like naked or in their underwear while this person is filming. And then you're like, what the fuck are they doing? And then it goes into the main room and this woman is like screaming. And then you pan over and there's another woman being hung.
Yeah. And she's kicking and fucking screaming. And then like the girl with the camera like kneels down to someone on the ground and like lifts up the tarp or plastic over her.
And they're
like,
definitely dead.
Right as it flashes her dead face, open eyes, it cuts. It's just a bit of like that.
It's some just shaky cam footage of here's this, here's that, of someone just walking around and the entire
ritually
time.
Kind of, you not quite sacrificial, but almost like you kind of get the vibe, but it's not.
You get
it's
the
not
cold
like
vibe.
It's not like you're watching a sacrifice necessarily. Like you're watching this lady get hung, and then it's this weird scenario that you're just kind of like put into immediately, which. Again, a lot of horror movies do this nowadays, and I love it. They set the tone immediately.
Yeah.
We had it with Together, because within a minute and a half, you're like, oh, that's the kind of movie this is going to be, huh? All right, I guess I'll just buckle my fucking seatbelt now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you are right. Maybe it's a tonal shift in how movies are being produced now, or maybe it's just good horror movies, I should say, are setting the tone instantly, and they're like, buckle the fuck in.
Because before it was like
It's the slow build.
Yes, so movies would use like Psycho's a good example. When
I thought you said Psych for a second, and I was like, Psych? What are you talking?
Psycho, like the
Psycho,
original
yes.
Psycho. Because when the title comes on screen, it's got like discordant music playing and like scratchy noises, and then like the text is like, I think it's like cut in half, or it's like it's got this thing in the middle that's like making it jerk erratically.
Uh-huh.
And all of that is meant to make you immediately feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But then a lot of those like earlier horror movies, it is that like slow build of they're establishing the story and stuff, and then they're trying to like do this and that, and then the horror comes later. Now these movies are like, you have no fucking idea what's about to happen, but here's a tiny iota just so that you can get a taste and realize what you just fucking stepped into.
Yeah, because I think we definitely talked about this on another episode. I don't remember which one, where I said it's the Pixar story theory, where it's like 16 steps, and it's like establishing the characters. This is a normal day, call to adventure. It's the hero's journey, but in a Pixar way of like, everything is normal and what changes to make the story.
Yeah.
And I feel like horror movies, a lot of movies, but horror especially, was following that kind of like path of like, let's meet the characters, let's see if you like them, let's see this stuff, and then like, let's make you have an attachment to them right away. So when all the bad shit happens, you know, you have someone to root for.
Yeah.
Instead of this movie throws you in. Like you just talked about how you buckle in, right?
Yeah.
Buckle in. Because the first thing you get after all of that, it cuts to one of our main characters, Piper. She's standing on a sidewalk with a group of girls her age. They're talking about Snapchat or whatever, and she goes to try and talk to them. They're complete fucking assholes, as 12-year-old girls are, because Piper is blind.
Yeah.
And you kind of get it by the way she's looking around.
Yeah, she's got one eye that looks normal but doesn't really move much, and then the other one that kind of looks all over and is kind of like, because she's not completely blind. She says that she can see colors and shapes.
I believe, if I remember correctly, she's 90% blind.
Yeah.
And I think it's because I watched an interview with the actress Sora Wong. She's blind, actually, which is super cool. And the directors were both like, we never would have casted anyone who wasn't blind to play a blind person. What the fuck is wrong with you? But her left eye, I think, is 100% blind, and then her right eye is the one that can see the shapes and colors, and so that's the one that moves around and like tries to gauge what's happening.
Makes sense.
And she said that it's the smaller the object is, the harder it is for her to see. Yeah. So they're complete fucking assholes. She's just trying to make friends, and then Andy, her brother, who is their step siblings, comes up and they start walking home together, and she's like, they have a conversation. And he's like, no, like, they were nice. And she's like, they weren't nice. They didn't like me. And he's like, no, they totally liked you.
Yeah.
Trying to be a nice big brother. And then he brings up why she isn't using her cane. And she's like, people treat me different when I have my cane. Like, get off my fucking back about it, okay? They get to their house, and Andy is fixing his side mirror that is just completely broken off. And this is the most like teenage boy thing I've ever fucking seen.
100%.
Because he's not even using duct tape. I'm pretty sure he has electrical tape
that
he's trying to tape it back on together with. And then Piper just starts screaming for him, just keeps screaming Andy. And he's like, what? And she's like, Andy, and just keeps screaming. And you like, I thoroughly enjoy the POV shots of being Piper when she like drags her hand across the wall or like does those kinds of things to guide herself. And we'll see it a little later, but the sounds they do for like her fingers dragging across stuff,
it's so good.
It's
so
like
good. Really good attention to detail.
Yeah,
like puts you in her world a little bit.
It does. I can't get into it. I'm about to jump all over the place. And this is the only thing that sucks about this fucking podcast, is that we don't talk about it at all until we sit down to record. And I want to jump to the end to talk about the end so bad, and we can't.
We'll get there. Trust me.
Andy goes into the kitchen. He grabs a butter knife to break into the bathroom because Piper is like, he's not answering. He always answers. Their dad isn't answering on the other side. She's talking about he always answers. He isn't answering this time. And he's like, hey, Dad, we're coming in. Dad, we're coming in. And no answer. And you can see the hesitation for Andy as soon as he gets that door unlocked that he's like, fuck.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm about to walk into, but I think I do.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes inside and he sees the shower running and he looks down and his dad, dick and balls out, is just laying there dead.
Covered in bloody vomit.
Yep.
He can't answer Piper as she's trying to figure out
what's wrong, like what happened. And she runs in and like gets down on her knees next to her dad, and Andy's just like frozen there because he like doesn't, he just obviously like his brain doesn't know how to process it. He's a child.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a teenager.
He's 17, and Sora, say Sora because I watched too many interviews with her. Piper is 12
or 13.
She's like a preteen, middle school to freshman and high school era. We learn that Andy is 3 months away from turning 18. It
then cuts to, is it them just in the office?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're now in like the social worker's office. The lady's essentially like going over their stuff. Like she like talks about Piper's blindness,
and they have a foster mom who is fully capable and able to handle her disability.
Yeah,
and they've already talked to her, she's willing to bring Piper into the family.
They already lined up a new foster parent.
However, Andy, because he is 3 months away from turning 18, is supposed to go to a supervised unit for the last 3 months until he can be on his own, separating them. And Andy's like, fuck that, not happening. I'm not leaving her. I want to apply for guardianship. No. Like, can you please talk to the foster mom? And Wendy, who's the CPS worker or whatever, is like, she has had problems with troubled kids in the past. And Piper's like, troubled kids? What the fuck do they mean, Andy? And he's like, nothing. And she says, grapefruit. And he's like, I got into some trouble when I was younger. And Wendy's just watching this interaction like, what the fuck is happening? And you learn grapefruit is a constant throughout the movie of, this is you better not be fucking lying to me.
Yeah.
Tell me the truth now. I don't care what it is. You have to tell me the truth.
Yeah.
Which I think is super cool.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a really nice thing.
Cute.
Yeah.
Gotta have something like that.
Mm-hmm. So he says, please talk to her. It's just for 3 months.
Yeah. He's like, it's just for 3 months and then I'll move out and, apply for guardianship and all that stuff. Like,
That's it.
That's it. Just 3 months.
I was curious about how this worked because this is an Australian movie.
Yes. I
was curious how the CPS, I don't think it's called CPS in Australia, but like how this kind of situation works in Australia, if it's similar to ours. Because he, as far as we can tell, he has a car, but he doesn't have a job.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know what would have needed to actually apply for guardianship. Because it's not, the missus brought up, she was like, oh, well, it's blood. And I'm like, no, it's not blood. He's a stepbrother. So it's not.
I think under, like, if your parents got married and you became siblings under that context, then it isn't blood. But I think technically, like, those familiar relations are
treated higher.
Like constitutes as being able to.
I just wasn't sure what all he would need to actually, like, apply for guardianship, because I know for the States, like, you have to have your own place, you have to have a steady income, you have to have enough room for whatever child it is, and then in his case, like, she's blind, so I don't know what else they would constitute as, like, he needs to do XYZ as well.
To be fair, I don't know if he got the house after his dad died or whatever, but, like, that house has got to go to someone. That may have just ended up being his when he became an adult. Then it's just a matter of him working.
Or they might have sold the house and then he has that money for the house.
Yeah. Either way, I don't know exactly how it works.
I was just curious. It doesn't play into the movie at all. I was just curious about how the logistics of that would work in Australia. I didn't know if it was similar to the States or not.
Well, we do see the kids in the car they're driving up into the woods out to this new foster home.
Which in any other circumstance, really, like, pretty house.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a nice little, well, the outside's a little wonky. I don't know if this is like a standard Australian house, but as I was looking at it, I was like, this is a nice vacation home, but it doesn't feel like you stay here year-round home, you know?
Yeah, I think I'm at the point in my life where any unforeseen circumstance that causes me to have to go stay or even live in an unknown place that might be secluded like that, I'm just gonna choose the other option, whatever it is. If I have to live in my car until I figure it out, yeah, but I'm not gonna go stay with some randy kook in the woods.
Well, his circumstance is different because he's like, I'm not leaving.
Well, yeah,
Piper
no,
alone.
it also, like, you don't, it's just,
Circumstance.
yeah, it's just circumstance.
He ends up hitting the little little stone garden wall, hitting the curb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're like, damn, he's a really shitty driver. His mirror's falling off. He's hitting curves. Oof.
Yeah.
17-year-old kid. They go and bang on the security door, and there's loud music playing, and you can barely hear Laura
Loud
saying
pop music.
Yeah. You can barely make out Laura saying, "Oh, come in, like it must be you guys, like come in. Like doors open."
They go in, she's dancing, she's having a great time, and she's like, "Oh my god, you kids are like, I was so excited for you to get here," and like, you know, all this stuff.
I wrote overzealous.
Oh, yes, that's a good way to put it. Very overzealous, very touchy towards Piper.
Only.
She's like, "Oh, let's get a picture," and then like goes to take a selfie with the three of them, but clearly like crops Andy out behind her.
She stands in front of him, so when she takes the pictures, all you can see is his hair over her head.
Yeah, and it's just her and Piper in the picture, and he's like, "What the fuck?" Okay.
So at this point, I'm giving her some grace because we've heard from Wendy that she has had some trouble with some teens, right?
That's
and
fair.
I'm like, maybe she's just the cropping him out of the picture was really weird, but like I can understand her trepidation of being like, I don't know what kind of, and we learn later what kind of trouble he did get into.
Yeah.
And obviously she knows that, so I understand her like distance with him, especially because he's a tall boy. He's not big, but he is tall.
Mm-hmm.
And so I could understand her being like, hey, I'm a small woman, you are a very big dude.
Yeah. I
was giving
that.
her some benefit of the doubt. However, I did not agree with the way she treated Andy right off the bat.
Yeah.
And then she like jump scares Piper by making her pet a stuffed dog and then barking at her.
Yeah. She's like, "Do you want to go meet?" I can't remember the name of her dog, but she's like, "Go meet my dog." And then she brings him in and scares Piper by barking at her, pretend, and then like being like, "No, just pet him." And it's a taxidermied,
like chihuahua, not the fluffy type of chihuahua.
the longer haired chihuahua. Yeah. Very weird. And then she's like, "Yeah, I got a cat around here somewhere." And then, do you see the cat run by, or do you just hear it?
Oh, they go into the backyard. That's what it is.
Yeah,
she gets like a phone call or something, and she's like, "Make yourselves at home." And Piper asks if she has a backyard, and he's like, "Yeah, like she has a fucking like she's in the middle of the forest."
Mm-hmm.
So they go into the back, and as they're opening the back door, Junkman runs out, and as soon as Junkman runs out, Laura's like, "Oh, if you go in the back, don't let the cat out."
Yeah, and he's like, "God damn it! All right, well, shit." So they go out back. And when they go out back, there's a giant empty pool, and standing in the middle of this empty pool is a little boy
with his head shaved
in
basketball
shorts, holding the cat while the cat is like clawing and scratching at him, but he's not like reacting. He's just getting fucking clawed and scratched.
Yeah, this cat is like hissing and scrambling, and Laura runs out and like pries Junkman. Then we learn the kid's name is Oliver from Oliver's hands, and it's like,
Andy's
you have to
like,
let him go.
"Who
Ollie.
is that?" And she's like, "Oh, this is just Oliver." You're like, "What the fuck?" And then Piper asks Andy to describe Oliver. Laura butts in and says, "Curly red hair."
Yeah, so they go back inside, and Andy, they're measuring. So
that's right. Yeah,
Piper or Laura gets Piper against the wall and has a measuring stick and is marking on the wall of how tall she is.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, does the same thing with Ollie and Andy, so makes them do all of it. And as they're having this conversation, Laura explains that Oliver lost his family as well, and she's fostering him. He's selectively mute since her daughter died. We learned earlier, because the rug is taped down, that her daughter was blind and had passed. So the house is like blind, not blind proof, but it's meant for a blind child to be able to walk around very easily.
Blind person approved.
Approved. That's a very good word. That's how I would describe it. And so she explains that Kathy drowned in the pool, and since then Oliver hasn't spoke. He's just been selectively mute since.
Yeah.
So as Andy's describing him, he's like, he's a cute kid. He's small and just kind of staring at him. And I love every full face shot of this kid. The actor's name is Jonah.
Andy?
No, the Oliver.
Oh, Oliver.
Because he just blankly stares.
Yeah, like very, very. I'm trying to think of a good. No, he's just like he's there, but he's not there. You know what I mean?
The like 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
Kind of a
he
shell
should
of
have a
a-
cigarette in his mouth and be talking about
The war.
the war.
What war? You don't know, but I want.
But he's just a young lad. He is a very young boy.
He's
Younger than Piper.
He's younger than Piper and shorter than Piper.
Yeah.
He's very young.
Maybe like I want to say like 9.
Yeah.
9 or 10 at the oldest.
Yeah, he's very, very small. And as Andy's describing him, Laura butts in with, a mop of red curly hair. And this kid has his head shaved, and it does not look red.
Yeah.
It looks blonde, like strawberry blonde at the most, maybe. It looks mostly brown.
More
to me.
like dirt blonde, I'd think. Like if you look at his, I mean, maybe that's just because his head was dirty, but like, yeah, not red.
Not anywhere close to being red. Andy starts unloading the stuff from the car, and as he's grabbing his things, he looks into the driveway, and there's just like this white line cutting through the driveway made of like pebbles, like if someone spray painted pebbles in like the perfect line. Super weird.
They bring their stuff in. Piper gets a beautiful, nice room that was, I think, previously
It was Kathy's, yeah.
Kathy's, and then
Which doesn't have a door.
which doesn't have a door. It's got like the hippie strings.
Yeah.
And then Laura just kind of like shoos Andy into the next room, and it's just got like a mattress on the floor.
It's definitely a storeroom that got stuff pushed to the side to lay a mattress down on, and then it has like one of those accordion style doors that does not close all the way.
Yeah. He is like, it's only 3 months.
You can see it. He's just like,
just 3 months. Like, I can do this.
He sits down and starts like Snapchatting. Is that what the kids call it? You Snapchat.
Yes, it was.
He's Snapchatting with a friend, talking about like how Oliver's a little fucking freak, man. Like, and it's not wrong. Like, this kid is just blankly staring, and there's like a birthmark or something under his eye.
Yeah.
That at first I thought was like a bruise because of what it is.
I thought it was a burn mark.
Yeah, they describe it. I only know this because I watched behind the scenes. It's meant to look like a birthmark, and it does kind of look like those mulberry birthmarks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Laura then comes into the room and is like, "Oh, nothing much here. Is that okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine." And she gets super nosy about who he's messaging, like boyfriend, girlfriend. Who the fuck are you texting? But like in that southern way of like a southern mom or like a Midwest mom,
like
of
a
just,
protective, but not like like an asshole protective. Like a charming's not 100% the word, but it's close.
It's you're trying to connect with a kid you don't know kind of way, and it's coming off really bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then she also makes like a side comment of being like, "Hey, like I know you're trying to apply for guardianship. I gotta report back on you whether or not you're like safe and reliable. So stay safe and reliable."
Yeah, goddamn, Andy's got a lot of patience. Because I mean, I guess when you're a kid, you just listen to authority. But as an adult now, I can't sit there. I can't I can't imagine being in that scenario and just being talked to like that, being like, yeah, okay. If you fucking say so, I don't know.
A lot of it, I did have
I'm
to.
a grumpy old man. I'm sorry.
No, I also agree with that. A lot of it for Andy's character is you have to put yourself in the shoes of a 17-year-old boy who is trying to get custody of his sister.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's
not dumb. He's not like this sheltered, like simplistic kid. Like he's almost an adult. He realizes that. Like he's
got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah,
and
he's responsible enough that he understands that,
it.
like, these are the steps I need to take in order for us to get to where we should be.
Yeah, you can tell maybe because they don't ever talk about Piper's mom.
Mm-hmm.
So you're assuming they've already dealt with one parental death.
Yeah.
And then it seems like Andy definitely had to step up. He
Mature.
He just knows Piper like the back of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
He knows exactly what she needs when she needs it. Like, is very much already in caretaker mode for her right off the bat. And I don't know if we mentioned their dad had cancer. And so he definitely was probably taking care of dad and Piper at the same time while everything was happening. So he's when we say mature for his age means kid had to grow up fast because of his situation. Fucking Laura, he sets his phone down for something and I can't remember why. And she picks it up and starts scrolling through it and then like calls him out on calling Oliver a little freak and then like leaves the room.
Yeah. Yeah. Laura makes you uncomfortable pretty immediately.
I don't like her.
No.
Right off the bat.
I didn't either.
And so I gave her the benefit of the doubt when they first got here, right?
Mhm.
But as soon as she started going through Andy's phone, I was like, again, didn't know what this movie was about. I was like, oh my God, she's gonna fucking frame Andy for doing something really bad, get him kicked out, and then like steal Piper.
Yeah. Oh, God.
She also like, so Piper's like exploring Kathy's room, and Laura's just like right outside the beads watching.
Yeah. Very, very creepily too. Not like just sitting there watching, but like it literally like pans to her face and she's like kind of menacingly staring through the the beads.
And it's one thing, like the door thing I think really like strikes a nerve with me because she's mostly blind, and not having a door feels like you're taking away another level of privacy because they can't even notice that you're watching them.
Yeah.
And I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
That drove me, that hit a nerve hard where I was like, damn, let the kid have some fucking privacy. Where's the damn door?
Yeah. I didn't even think about that.
That's the first thing I thought of as soon as I didn't see there was a door. I thought the beads were outside the door, and then as soon as you see the reverse shot of coming inside the bedroom, the beads do make a noise because they have different shapes. So when you hit it, it makes like a little ting sound.
But like you could literally sit on the other side and watch
And
whoever's in there undress or like do whatever.
do
It's
whatever.
gross.
And the fact that Piper can only see like shapes and colors, like
yeah, like that. Those beads aren't gonna help.
yeah, and going that hallway is dark as fuck. Like there's no way Piper would be able to tell that she's there,
I
right?
didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, it pissed me the fuck off. And then, Andy's door doesn't close all the way either. Like, these kids don't have privacy.
Yeah.
That night, Oliver is creeping about.
Yeah, he's like sitting at the bottom of the stairs and like Laura's like creeping, looking into fucking Piper while she's sleeping. And then like Laura looks over at the bottom of the stairs and Oliver's just sitting there staring at her. She's like, not right now. Go away. And he just fucking walks off.
And she does something, and then they both sneak into not sneak because it's her house, but they both like quietly go into the backyard and turn on, I don't know if it's a motion sensor light or not, but a light kicks on in the backyard, and Andy's room overlooks the backyard, and he's not sleeping well. He's too tall for the fucking mattress that's just on the ground.
Yeah.
So he like gets up and looks out the window that he has. It's like one of those top windows too, where he has to like climb on a shelf and look because this is definitely meant to be like a storeroom. And he just sees Laura and Oliver going into the back shed, and it's weird.
It is weird.
This movie is so unsettling and just weird from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. The directors nowadays, I think, figured it out. At least as far as being able to evolve the horror movie genre, right? Because like we couldn't just always have the same shit that we had 50 years ago.
Yeah.
It had to evolve. This was a perfect step in that direction because again, you're getting rid of the tension building and you're just ramping it up to 100 immediately and keeping it there and leaving your audience with that and just saying, deal with all of this for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, you have no sense of comfort at all in this entire movie.
It just gets worse, too, because, like, you see how Laura's immediately treating Andy, and you're like, ugh, gross. You see what the fuck is wrong with Oliver, and you know he is not. Like, there's more to that than just fucking Laura talking shit.
Yeah, being selectively mute, which is a thing. However,
it's a thing.
The
but
way he acts is not.
No, it is. It's, yeah. You're just like, this is all so bad, and I don't know why yet, but I fucking hate it.
Yeah, it's, again, the entire movie, very unsettling. In the morning, Laura is in the pool painting a white line on some tiles.
Yeah, on the side of the pool.
And that's it. That's the only part.
Mm-hmm.
Andy wakes up, and he, like, lifts up the sheets, and he's peed himself. And he just, like, deals with it. It seems like this might have happened before with the way he just, like, resigns himself to, oh my god, this happened.
Yeah.
And he, like, goes to wash the sheets. He goes to shower, and as soon as he opens the door, this kid has fucking PTSD. He's instantly getting flashbacks of, like, Piper trying to give their dad CPR. He can't see the shower without seeing his dad lying dead on the floor.
Yeah. He's literally like, he just looks down and all he sees is Piper hugging and clinging to their dead dad on the floor.
Well, and then she's giving him mouth to mouth, and then she has like the vomit on her mouth, and
you're like, oh my god.
And then
Poor kid.
Yeah, Laura locks Ollie in his room while they go to the funeral. This kid, if they aren't home, Ollie gets locked in a room.
Yeah.
And I say his room. Was it his room this time? At one point, she locks him in her room.
Yeah.
And the
funeral, ugh. First of all, it cuts to the kids standing in front of the casket up at the front. People behind them are crying, and Piper asks Andy to describe their dad. And he's not looking down, he's just looking straight ahead, but he tells her that he looks really good.
And she even uses grapefruit, and he's like, he looks good, Pipe.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Laura in the crowd, and this bitch is in a purple cardigan. And, like, don't get me wrong, I think funerals have evolved a lot to, like, not always being dressed in black and stuff, but, like, this is a black tie funeral. Like, Andy is in a suit with a tie. Mm-hmm. It's all black and white. Everyone else is wearing black and white besides her, who is in, like, a summer dress and a purple cardigan with these big-ass fucking glasses. She sticks out like a goddamn sore thumb. It's like she's not even trying to pay respects.
Yeah. It's weird. 100%.
They go outside the funeral home, and people are like coming up to them, Andy and Piper, shaking their hands, saying their condolences, and then they kind of step off to the side and are like just hugging each other, and Laura gets between them and is like, Andy, I can't let this happen. You have to say goodbye to him. Forces this fucking kid to say...
First, she rats him out and is like, you didn't even look at him.
Yeah.
Or like, you have to look at him once more before he goes, and Piper's like, what do you mean? Like, you said he looked really good. And so, yeah, she forces them to go back in.
Just Andy.
And she forces him to look. And then she says it's customary to kiss the body or like kiss him.
To kiss him goodbye. And
Andy's like, I'm not going to do that.
He says no multiple times. Yeah. And she forces him, like, continuously insists that he kisses him. So he kisses him on the forehead. And she's like, on the lips, Andy. And I'm like, ew?
Yeah.
That's not a custom I know of, especially, like, maybe it's just, like, patriarchal society. I've never heard of kissing your dad as being a son on the lips.
No.
I would never kiss my dad on the lips, ever, dead or alive.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I've heard of the kissing the forehead thing, but, sidestep, we forgot to mention, Laura used to be a counselor, and so...
I don't think we figured that out yet,
No, she says it.
Movie-wise. Does she?
Yeah, she says it now, or when she is in the room with Andy, being like she was a counselor, because she says, you know, I do this for a living, or I did this for a living, or something. And then this, I remember, because when it came to this, I was like, this is the shittiest thing you can do as a counselor, is force someone to grieve the way you want them to.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he refuses
to kiss him on the lips.
Yeah.
And walks out. And as he walks out, she fucking clips this dude's fucking hair a la Weapons with some random ass scissors.
Yeah. Yeah. I immediately was like, all right, what the fuck? Why are we stealing hair again? What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Granted, Weapons, when it happened in Weapons, that was terrifying. That whole scene.
Yeah.
Of just like watching the house from a distance.
Yeah.
The door open, like, I still think about it and get the fucking chills. But like, yeah, no, I was immediately like, okay, you're throwing this into the mix now, huh? What the fuck is going on?
Yeah. And so I can't even tell you what I thought at this point. I was like, what the fuck are you doing with his hair? Is this like, I didn't even think witchcraft or anything like that, like with Weapons. I thought this bitch was crazy. Like, I thought she was taking a trophy for some reason. That's where my head went, I think. Mm-hmm. It shows Oliver at home, and he is banging his hand against a window, just...
Oh, yeah.
Until he smashes it.
The window. And then he goes outside.
Or he looks at the chickens.
He looks at the chickens, and then starts... Does he bang on the chicken coop, or he looks in? He
looks in, and he's, like, trying to force his way in. He's just, like, out there. That's it. Like, he's just looking at, he's just being a little weirdo. For like the first chunk of this movie, Oliver's just a weirdo.
Yeah.
He's just a little weirdo kid doing weird things. He is like profusely bleeding because he just slammed his hand through a window. But other than that, he's just like staring at stuff. And Laura and the kids are in the car on the way home, and she's like, funerals aren't meant to be all about depression. Like, they're supposed to be a celebration. What do you guys do? How do you want to celebrate? And I can't remember what Piper says. But Andy says, getting hammered. And she's like, she laughs and she's like, all right, let's get hammered.
Yeah.
I thought, okay, so they go back to the house. they're taking shots, they're playing music, they're doing all the things. I thought she was going to use this against him to get him kicked out of the house, saying that he forced Piper to drink because they give Piper 2 shots and Andy is against it. He's like, she's not taking a shot of fucking whiskey.
She takes more than 2 shots.
Well, yeah, but they're first at the table.
Oh, yeah.
Laura gives her 1 shot of whiskey and he's like, she gets a shot of fucking whiskey? And Laura's like, yeah, she gets a shot of whiskey. She takes it, she hates it. And then she makes them take a shot of vodka by manipulating Andy again. And because he says he's not a vodka guy. And he's like, for your dad? And I'm like, you fucking piece of shit, bitch. I'm gonna.
Yeah. No, I hate that shit. Like, when she did that, I started to get pissed off. Like, I don't do this to this young boy, please.
Because again, he's 17 and he still has a thing, like, he's still gonna listen to authority figures, and then you have the added layer of, like, he's just trying to get custody of his kid's sister, and she kind of has the final say in whether he gets her or not. Because she can just say, he's shitty, do not leave this kid with her, with him, right?
Yep.
Oliver is creeping around outside this entire team.
He's outside staring through the windows indoors, just watching them all party. My first thought is, and this kid's just sitting out there in the cold all by himself while they're in there having fun. Because
this kid is like constantly in basketball shorts and nothing else.
Yeah, and it's nighttime. Like, so you're just like, what the fuck, dude? Somebody come get this kid.
Yeah, and it's also like they don't interact with Oliver a lot in these first few days.
No.
And it's very off-putting because I feel like if you were, I'm not a foster kid, so I don't know, but I feel like you would interact with the other foster kids in the home a little bit more than they interact with Oliver.
Maybe not. I mean,
I guess she could just be like, he's in his room, that's where he likes to be, like leave him to his thing.
When kids move into new environments, a lot of the times they're not happy, they'll refuse to integrate. So like,
yeah, but my thing with Oliver is he's been we get this backstory of he's been there a long time.
Are you saying, so you think that Oliver should have been the one that would be like wanting to like be in the group more? Or are you saying that the other kids would want to?
No, because I think it's completely reasonable for Andy and Piper to be a little trepidatious. Is that the right word?
Yeah, not quite standoffish, because they're not like pushing him off to the side. They're just kind of they're not even avoiding him. They're just kind of like they're in their own space, and he's
just like not there is a thing.
Yeah.
And we'll see that in a little bit, that Andy does interact with him. I just thought it was weird that like they don't think it's weird, but they're also kids, and I'm an adult, and I'm looking at this from an adult lens, not a kid lens.
Yeah, when you're a young kid and you see that another kid's really fucked up and according to what you've heard is selectively mute.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, so that he has his special time when I'm doing my fun stuff. Like,
yeah, you probably just don't think about it.
It's different when we're adults and we're like, but no, this is how it works.
Yeah, and
you don't fucking know when you're a kid.
You don't know shit as a kid. Laura asks Andy to open up about his dad, and he's like, it's hard.
Piper passes out on the couch. Oh, yeah,
Piper's passed the fuck out.
And so Laura takes the time to be like, do you want to open up finally? And at first he's like, I don't know. And she's like, well, if we don't look at each other, it'll be easier. So they like sit back to each other and they talk.
He asks how she coped with Kathy's death, and she said she didn't. And she goes on to talk about how, like, she slept in her room and... Oh, no, she slept in the graveyard. She wouldn't leave the cemetery. Yeah. How could she sleep in a warm bed when her daughter was in the ground? Mm-hmm. It felt like she was abandoning her. All of this kind of stuff. And then, like, you kind of feel for Laura in that moment of just, like, she did lose her daughter.
Yeah.
Like, and so maybe she's just a fucking weirdo who's trying too hard to be around kids, and she had a bad experience with a teenage boy at one point, so she's really... weird around Andy. It doesn't excuse the behavior, but like it kind of gives some background depth of why she might be behaving the way she does.
Yeah, especially like when they give you this human side of her and they really shine a light on the cracks in her mental state due to the extreme circumstance with her daughter. Like,
yeah,
those things break people. I mean, we saw it in Together.
Mm-hmm.
Like traumatic situations fracture people's minds. Some people, they can fill in those cracks a little bit. They can get better. Other people, they fucking struggle. And it's almost as if that fracture is just going to be there the rest of their life.
Well, and it feels like they make it bigger too, because they don't.
Yeah.
They
exacerbate it by feeding into their delusions or just straight out denying the situation, accepting to move on.
Yeah, not grieving properly.
Not grieving, and so they'll just stay in that situation and they'll live in that moment in time.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it fucking breaks you, you know.
I understand where this comes from, right? Especially as we get more into this movie, it makes sense in the most twisted way possible, because not only Kathy was Laura's whole world, because that's all they had. Like we said, they lived in the middle of nowhere. We do see home videos a little later where there were kids and like other, they seem to have a support system, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Laura was also a single mom.
Yeah.
So there wasn't another support system of a spouse or someone to lean on like that. Like, it seemed like Kathy was her entire world.
Yeah.
So you take that away, and we talked about like what we would do if together, right? If we woke up and our spouse was dead next to us, and like not being able to cope with that. Like, your kid drowned in your home, the place they were supposed to feel safe.
Yeah.
I did have a question on that. That pool did not have a gate around it.
No.
And you have a blind daughter?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We were afraid to have a pool without a gate, and we only have dogs.
Yeah.
And our dogs can see.
Yes. Yeah. I maybe it's not a thing in Australia that's a thing, but like I feel like if you have a blind child, you protect the pool.
Yeah.
What the fuck do I know?
A bit of an oversight.
Through this conversation, Laura brings up Andy's troubled past, and it turns out, because he explained a bit, that he hit a kid, and we learned that kid was actually Piper.
Yeah, because she asks him, "Do you hate her?" And he's like, "How did you know?" And it's because there's a lot of context to it, right? Like, it's because his dad never gave him. Andy describes it as when his dad found Piper's mom, he saw in his dad that it's almost like his dad finally found his family.
The family he always wanted.
And Piper, and then Laura's like, "Oh, so Piper's the favorite, huh?" And Andy's like, "Yep." And he essentially had to get in trouble at school in order to get any attention from his dad, but his dad fucking hated it, and his dad hated him for it.
And beat the
And
shit
beat
out
the
of it.
fuck out of him for it. And so when you're 13 and you don't understand all of what's going on,
I think he was even younger than that too.
honestly, yeah. And you have this younger sibling that's
The apple of the eye, can do no wrong.
I'm not justifying him hitting his sibling, but like,
shit happens.
shit
man.
happens. Kids don't know how to manage those emotions, and they obviously, like, he couldn't speak up about anything that was happening.
No.
So he's just letting it all bottle up, and all he's seeing is this perfect love child get everything that he doesn't. And so yeah, you're gonna build resentment for that person, and you're gonna learn to detest that over time.
And, he's learning from his dad, who are like, if you're mad at something, you beat it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the pattern we're seeing of how dad deals with, dad is showing, oh, when you're mad at something, just beat the shit out of it till it doesn't piss you off anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he do? The thing that's frustrating him is his little sister. He hits his sister. And he does say, like, I've never done it since. I regret it every day of my fucking life.
Yeah.
That is the worst decision I've ever made. And you can tell how much he adores Piper. Like, he wants to take guardianship of her. Like, he has gotten through whatever he was feeling about her and cherishes her. He has not worked through the father trauma, but he has worked through the sister trauma.
Can we pause it?
Yeah. You want me to come down?
Yeah, if you want.
What do you have to say? It's fun when shit like that happens, and I go to edit. And, oh my god, it's so long, and then I get just cut a giant chunk of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where were we at? We were talking about the fact that there was no fucking gates around the pool because they were drunk and sharing their past.
Yeah, and then I was talking about how Andy's over Piper trauma, but not over dad trauma. He's definitely moved past that. Andy then goes to bed at some point. Like, it just cuts to him sleeping in bed.
Mm-hmm.
Laura goes to check on him.
and sees that he's like conked out, like
Yeah.
almost unwakeable.
She's like, Andy, like, are you asleep? Or you like saying his name? She
then goes to
the bathroom
and fills up a measuring cup with piss
and pours it on Andy to make it look like he peed himself.
Which makes me think I don't even think he peed himself the first night.
I don't think so either. She then opens his eyelids to Face ID his phone open.
Yeah, to open his fucking phone.
This is why I don't have Face ID. I'm not even lying when I tell you I don't use Face ID and I don't use thumbprints. Thumbprints is because cops, they can open your phone with your thumbprint, and Face ID, they can do the same thing because all you have to do is like, I am so privacy concerned.
Yeah.
We also talked about this with Hellfest. Fucking dead body in the thumb, opening the phone. I refuse. I only have a passcode.
That's a good idea.
Anyway, she Face IDs her way into his phone to delete pictures of Ollie.
Yeah. And you're like, okay, so she doesn't want anyone to know that this kid is here, I guess.
Yep, I instantly went to, she kidnapped Oliver.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I mean, I thought that way earlier, but it was just because of his 1,000-yard stare. I was like, she kidnapped him and conditioned him to not say a word or something. Because, like, this is not... Yeah,
I was like, there was trauma here with Oliver. I just didn't know what it was. And then you get into this. You get into it more and you're just like, oh yeah, deleting photos is a sure sign of, like, this kid cannot be seen.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. Is this when it's just the next, like, he wakes up and he, like, Andy goes to, like, put his stuff in the laundry room. And Laura and...
Almost.
Okay.
There's a... Sorry, I didn't fully understand my notes. There's a quick scene of Oliver stealing Junkman again. So Oliver takes Junkman, she gets him away from him again, and then gives Oliver a bath. And she's giving him the bath, and he's, like, hungry.
Oh, yes. Okay.
She's like, I know you're hungry, but you just have to wait a little longer. We're gonna get through this. And says, like, some weird-ass shit to him. And she says something... And he snaps his eyes to her and then looks over and the sink turns on by itself.
Well, she's like, she says something like, how do I know you're here if I can't see you or something like that? And then he fucking looks over and the sink turns on and she gets like this elation of like, oh my God.
And she looks in the mirror and the reflection of Oliver looks like a fucking demon face.
Yeah.
And then the mirror cracks.
Yeah. And then it's the next.
Yeah, now you are correct exactly with Andy wakes up, sheets are gross, he takes him to the laundry room, and as soon as that happened, like as soon as he wakes up, I'm like, oh my God, as soon as she peed on, that's so weird, peed on him, I was like, she's gonna be in the laundry room the next morning. Fucking called it instantly because it's another manipulation tactic. Her saying she's a counselor, children bedwetting is a sure sign of anxiety or something being really wrong.
Yeah.
It's a sign of like traumatic instances and those kinds of things, especially for him being 17.
Yep.
I was like, she's going to use this against him again as being someone who's unreliable for Piper.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, damn, she's just laying the groundwork for calling this kid unfit to be a guardian.
Yep. She basically is like, yeah, like, I'll throw your stuff in, insists to throw his stuff in, and then
calls him out for peeing on it.
Yeah. And then explains that her and Piper are going to go have a girls' day, go do some shopping, and says to not interact with Oliver while she's gone.
Just leave him in his room.
Just leave him in his room.
She also, like, after Andy walks away, because she tells Andy to go shower, she looks over at Piper and is like, he got aggressive last night. And so already, like, wedging a divide between siblings by being like, he's getting aggressive. And Piper's like, what? And she's like, I'll explain in the car, don't worry.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck, dude? He was nothing but, like, normal and kind.
And honest, yeah. Laura and Piper leave. And go ahead.
No, you're good. It's just the PTSD Andy shower stuff more.
Oh, yeah.
He steps into the bathroom and he, like, 1,000-yard stares into it. And I think we see another, like, flash of his dad being dead on the floor again.
Yeah.
And he ends up going into the yard to shower with the spigot instead. So he's in his boxers washing his hair. And he hears like banging and it's Oliver again pounding on the window. And this time he kills a fly and eats it.
Yeah.
And Andy's like, what the fuck? He misses eating the fly part, I
Yeah.
think. But he finishes getting ready, and then he goes to check on Oliver. And again, like, such a good big brother caretaker where he's like, Ollie, like, are you okay? Like, are you hungry? Like, what's going on? And he's like,
He goes up to the door and realizes it's locked, and he's like, she locks you in your fucking room? Like, what the hell? And so he goes to get a knife to, like, turn
Jimmy
the
it
lock.
open.
Yeah, Jimmy the lock. He opens it, and he brings Oliver out. It's at this point where, like, Andy realizes something's up. So he's like, he wants to try and get some info out of Ollie, but realizes that, like, can't remember exactly how, but, like, he realizes that, like, Ollie's hungry.
Yeah, he asks him if he's hungry. And Ollie doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
So I don't remember how, but they sit at the breakfast table or the island, and Andy gets a melon
out.
and he's like cutting it up, and he's like, the fruit's not free. I'm going to need you to like communicate with me. And you can see Ollie's hand twitching, like if he was writing or trying to write. And Andy's like, I'll get you a pen and paper. You write me something and I'll give you fruit. Sound like a fair trade. So he gets it all set up.
He writes something, and then Andy gives him the piece of fruit, but then, like, Ollie grabs the whole knife with his hand to, like, try to put the fruit in his mouth. And so Andy's like, oh, no, like, you can't do that. And he's like, hold on, let me get a plate. Like,
Laura, I don't want Laura to fucking kill me if something happens to you.
I'll just put it on a plate. So he turns around and bends down to, like, get a plate from a drawer. And he starts hearing this, like, metal clanging, crunching
sound.
And you're like, oh, God, fuck no. And Andy's like, what the hell? And he looks up, and Ollie is chewing on the end of the knife. Not flat, but like up and down.
Up and down to where the blade is pointed towards the roof of his mouth. Just.
And he's chomping. Andy starts freaking out. He tries to grab the blade, and Ollie's literally like fighting him, trying to fucking continue to bite this. Mm-hmm. And so it's this like gross battle of like trying to get this fucking knife out of Ollie's mouth, and he finally yanks it out and like slices Ollie's lip and fucks up his teeth and like throws the knife across the room. And Andy starts panicking. He's like, oh my God, like he picks Ollie up and he starts running out of the house.
Like, we have to get you to the hospital.
Yeah. As soon as he crosses the white line, Ollie starts freaking out and screaming, almost as if he's like on fire
and like seizing. Like this shit is coming out of his mouth.
This is the first noise that we've heard out of Ollie is his screaming. You're like, oh, okay, he does have vocal cords. He does have lungs.
And then because he has a shirt on this time, under his shirt, like you see movement, and so Andy pulls the shirt up, and there's rumbling, like visible rumbling of something, like almost like in Alien, like you can see something move in his fucking belly.
Laura quickly pulls into the driveway, or like pulls up, and she jumps out, and she's like, why the fuck is Ollie out of the house? Oh my God, what have you done? And starts freaking out. She runs up and grabs Ollie and like tries to take him in. Meanwhile,
Piper takes
Andy, and Andy goes into this like
he's panic
zoned
attack.
out state. He goes into a panic attack. Like he goes to sit at the counter, and he starts like freaking out. His breath gets very erratic, and he starts panicking. And like Piper's voice is very muffled because she's like, "What the hell happened? What's going on?" Eventually, she just starts like soothing him and just trying to get him to like be able to breathe again. God, sometimes when I talk about that stuff, it gets me all fucking worked up.
The way they show Andy's PTSD and his panic attacks is very visceral.
It's very real. The way that they portray it in movies, it's not 100%, but that is a very good like representation of how it can be sometimes, because like
the world going silent.
The world goes silent around you, but then like
it's very loud internally.
Yeah.
Like for me, it's my heartbeat. Like I can hear my heartbeat in my ears, and it makes me panic more because I'm freaking out about how hard my heart is beating. And then like my breath gets super erratic. And so like I thought they did a very good job.
For me, it feels like someone's trying to pull the air out of my lungs. And I have to like try and like keep up with it and, make sure that I can like, it's the weirdest fucking feeling. But yeah, like that isolation and that, when people start to kind of like do erratic things with their hands, or like at one point he kind of like he crosses his arms and kind of like puts his head into his arms. When you're in that mode, your body is just trying to figure out like a position or a way for you to exist that's not this, you know what I mean? And so like you're jumping back and forth between these like different moments of like you may be looking around and looking up at stuff. The next moment you may be like burying your head in your hands because you can't even like, you don't even want to focus on the light. You know what I mean? Like it's just,
yeah, it's a lot. And they do a really good job of it. He eventually like Piper's voice kind of starts coming back in and she's like soothingly rubbing on his back and like you can hear her start speaking and he grabs the piece of paper that Ollie was writing on and he wrote bird. And you're just like
very scratchy.
Yeah, it's like if you wrote it's like if you wrote it with your non-dominant hand. That's exactly how my handwriting looks.
That's a good way to put it.
When I do that. And he's like, what the fuck? But we don't get any farther on that because it cuts to Laura who's in her bedroom playing the weird Russian tape with Ollie fucking freaking out on the bed and he's like screaming in pain. Like screaming for help. Like this is when we actually hear him speak words.
Well, yeah, because at one point like he kind of like snaps out of it.
Yeah.
And you realize like, oh my God, the kid is back.
Because he's like, help me.
He's like,
who are you?
Who are you? Where am I? And Laura's like, oh God, no. She turns the music up and literally jumps on him and fucking holds his mouth closed because he's trying to scream for help. Meanwhile, this tape is playing in the background and she starts doing this like circling motion that we've kind of seen her do one other time on his forehead. And it seems to like kind of calm him or like get him into this catatonic state again.
Yeah, and his eyes go from being like they're normal back to that like bloodshot, wild, 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
That we are used to seeing on Ollie, just worse.
Yeah, so you literally like see the transition of this kid go from, oh, he's back to, okay, not anymore. Like he got pushed down into the recesses again. What the fuck is here now? You know, because by now you're like, okay, obviously there's something else in this body occupying it that's like hungry and what the fuck.
I don't want to compare it to Weapons at all because these movies are super different, but the similarities are there with like the hair.
Human possession. And
the possessionness of like the catatonic possession where it's just like the person isn't there, but something is there.
I mean, Hereditary is going to be like the example, especially when it comes to, I think it was A24 that did Hereditary, right?
Yeah. Hereditary is one of the, A24 has a very specific style. And we've talked about this a few times where it's like, well, we talked about it even at the beginning of this one. A24 came on and I was like, oh, I know I'm getting into some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that one is a big one, especially for a new generation of horror fans.
Yes, because this is when A24 really like made their fucking name in the like they pulled out of all the stops and made a name for themselves right then and there.
I feel like The Witch when it first came out was a big one. Hereditary was another one, and then The Conjuring.
Yes.
The first Conjuring. I feel like those three movies like ushered in a new generation of horror fans 100%. Entirely in such a like killer supernatural way.
Yeah.
Because for me, my introduction to horror films was slashers. Like the 90s.
Yeah.
Were all about the slashers.
Yeah.
And so
it was about serial killers and
blood
creepy.
Fest.
Yeah. It was a blood fest.
What it was. And so for me, like I was less into the paranormal horror movies because I was like, no, like I want to see like the blood, guts, and gore. Like give me that.
Yeah.
And then I think it was because a lot of the paranormal stuff was just the same. It felt like
because it was Paranormal Activity. And then it was movies that wanted to be like Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
Because everyone saw that formula and said, damn, that's a good formula. Let's all do that. But it only worked with the first 3 movies. Anything after that, no.
I would go so far as the first 2. I was not a big fan of the third one.
I think we should definitely do the 3 at most. We're not doing... If we are going to do the Paranormal Activity movies, we will at most do 3. And if y'all hate the third one, including you, and I'm pointing to my co-hosts, we'll do the third one for me.
I'm down doing
because it was influential as a teenager for me.
I think if we do all 3, I think we shouldn't do them back to back to back.
No.
I think we should do maybe like do one, do a different one, then do the second one, do a different one, kind of break it up because I know the Paranormal Activities aren't everyone's cup of tea.
They're also Well, they're all like within the same universe, I think, and they all kind of like are supposed to tie together within themselves, like their own contained experiences, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like they're technically sequels to the first, like the second and third are, but all three of those movies are their own.
You can watch it without seeing the other ones.
Yeah. Anyways,
I do, as we get back into this, I do want to touch on the effects because we have yet to talk about them. Holy Jesus fuck are the effects, the practical effects in this fucking movie so killer.
I could not look at Ollie chewing on that knife for very long because it literally looked like you were just watching a child chew on a knife.
Yep.
I don't know how they could have done that any better. I don't know if they use CGI. I could not no.
I watched the behind the scenes of this scene. It is. I had to show it to my wife because I was like, the practical effect knife? Are you fucking kidding me?
Technical genius.
Their effects. What's her name? They've had the same practical effects head since their YouTube days because the brothers started on YouTube. The brothers who did this, they've had her since then. Fucking phenomenal genius. They have another team. They were working with her and a team of people. Their dad's body on the ground, that was an effect. That was a fucking cast of the person. Of the torso up. It was one of those like fake cast things.
You're joking.
No. I'm not.
When you guys watch this, if you watch it, no joke, it looks like the actor is laying there on the floor, covered in blood and throw up. Like, never in my wildest dreams would I watch this movie. I could have watched it 50 more times without knowing that and never would have guessed.
So I'll show you because I think they might have started with the actor. Oh, here's the knife scene. I can't unplug because of my mic. But, It's a fucking practical knife. It's a breakaway knife. Or
It's a breakable knife.
Not a breakable knife. It's like a spongy knife. So when he bites it, it goes in between the cast of his teeth. So it looks like it's a real knife. I don't know. This is really bad audio for where we're sitting. That's the knife scene.
Jesus. I mean, again, like when you're sitting there watching it happen, it just looks like a kid chewing on a knife, man. Like, I don't know what else to tell you. I know that when you watch movies, that's the point. But like when you watch...
that's the cast of Andy for a scene that's going to happen in a little bit.
Oh my God.
And then...
Holy shit.
It looks... Their casts are so good. Look at this shit.
What the fuck?
That's a cast of Ollie's head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they did a full body cast of Ollie for some of these scenes. Oh God.
Jesus.
Rebecca Barratt is hair and makeup who helped with a lot of this stuff. And the effects, where is it?
That is a talented motherfucker.
Yeah, her, and then they had another team, and then here's the body.
Jesus, man, that looks so real.
Watch when they move the freaking head.
I mean,
it goes in, and then they fuck around with the head, and even the director squirms.
Jesus Christ, like that is just real.
Yeah. I think they used the cast of the upper torso. I think it was the actor originally laying there, and I think they used the cast of the upper torso for the CPR scene for Piper. It would be my guess.
Yeah.
These fucking effects, are you kidding me? Like you saw live reaction. This shit is blowing my mind with their practical effects and all of the prosthetics that went on Jonah, who played Oliver.
Yeah.
As well, was just like, are you like?
Yeah, dude, holy shit.
It's so insane. And I said this at the top, I will probably never watch this movie again because it made me so sad. But this is a phenomenal movie.
Yeah.
I just wish someone would have prefaced with, you're gonna need a minute.
Yeah, you're gonna feel like shit after.
So I just wanted to take a second to appreciate our beautiful, wonderful practical effects artists in this movie.
100%.
Oh, so good. They even, Rebecca even talks about how they needed to make sure that they altered some of the prosthetics to make sure a child wasn't sitting in a chair for 4 hours getting all the prosthetics made. Yeah. And throughout the movie, Oliver, or Jonah, the kid who plays Oliver, had to have multiple different prosthetic teeth for all of the things of teeth that were happening. And so there's like one scene where he's like they're finished and he's like in his towel because he's naked all the time, right? So he's got his towel on and there's someone with a rag just like patting the top of his mouth.
Oh, that's great. So Laura gets the thing back inside of this kid's body, gets it calmed down, and then the kids
they go
like heard kind of what was going on, even though the music was loud. So they go up to the door, and Laura comes out, and the first thing she does is get on Andy about going in her room and being like, you need to respect my fucking privacy. And it's like,
yeah,
bitch, what do you mean?
They have to
These kids don't have any privacy.
Yeah. So this is where I wrote in my notes, oh, she hates Andy because she can't control Andy like she can Oliver with whatever the fuck she did and manipulating Piper.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, she just can't stand. In my head, I was like, she has a thing against older kids because they're harder to control. It's not because there was actual issues.
Yep.
She lets Piper go into the room to see Oliver, but makes Andy go to his room. So as she's sitting there and like kind of soothing Oliver and talking to Piper about it, and Piper's like, oh, is he going to be okay? Like, is everything all right? Laura feeds Oliver the hair from the funeral program, so you know it's their dad's hair.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
I don't fucking know.
How many movies have we had recently with hair and being swallowed or being thrown up? Why is it always hair? It grosses me out so much.
I don't fucking know, man. This
is like the 5th movie.
I think of Together a lot. Just her waking up and like looking over and seeing all of her hair and his bug ass eyes just fucking bulging out of his head.
See, mine is Last Shift with the sandwich. Yeah. I think of that one way too much.
Yeah, that's fair. That one's rough. She like chokes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways.
Laura tells Piper, or asks Piper if she can look for Junkman because the cat ran out when Andy was trying to take Ollie to the hospital.
That's right.
The entire house, because you get a like drone shot of above the house, the entire property has a white circle around it.
Yep. And
you're just like, okay, so Oliver couldn't pass over the white line in the front yard. Oliver is trapped in this fucking circle because if y'all know anything about fucking demons and circles and things, you cast a circle, things can't come in or can't leave.
Yep.
So you're like, well, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Andy does like this, I called it exposure therapy. He walks into the shower, but he's fully clothed. So he's like in the shower stall, for lack of a better term, up against the wall. And he slowly like turns on the water and like showers fully clothed.
Yeah.
Which I think is a very healthy next step to understanding his trauma with the shower.
Yeah.
Of like, is it just the naked thing that really gets him, or can he be in the shower? He's a very like, this character is written very well, and like considering everything he's been into is very adjusted.
Yeah.
For what is happening. He looks through the freaking glass. The weird tempered shower glass that we have talked of before, and you can see it's his dad's face staring back at him. And you're like, is he hallucinating?
Uh-huh.
Is that actually fucking there?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on?
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear in dad's voice saying, she'll die in the rain.
Yeah.
He freaks the fuck out. Like he's been looking at dad through the shower glass and like slowly like tilts around to look at him. And dad timeouts himself in the corner naked.
Yeah. And then like turns around to like look at him as Andy pokes his head out of the shower.
And he tries to bolt across the tile, slips, and slams his head into that tile hard. And through his blurry ass vision, you can see dad turn into Ollie.
Yeah.
And then he like blacks out and you can hear like voices and things. This is the scene that used that dummy thing I just showed you. The cast of the guy
when
who
he's
plays
on the
Andy.
floor.
Yeah, because you see him like into that tile. I'm pretty sure that was the cast of him to show that nice like reverb.
That makes sense because like he fucking hits the floor.
He hits the floor hard. So I think that's what that cast was used for.
Yeah.
Oh, he opens his head. Goodness. He opens his eyes and he's now in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
And he's got oxygen on and he's freaking out and he's like, where is she? She's gonna die in the rain. And like a doctor and multiple nurses are all holding him down in bed.
Yeah.
And they have to like sedate him because he freaks out because he looks outside and it's raining.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to the house, and Piper is texting Andy, and is voice to text or type. I don't know exactly. I think it's voice to text.
She's typing, but she has like the accessibility feature where it reads out loud, like what you're sending and what you're typing and all that.
And she says, Laura said you didn't want any visitors. I hope you're okay. And I think she says grapefruit in there at some point too. Just to like...
Yeah.
And you're like, are you fucking kidding me? He doesn't want visitors. He doesn't want to see his little sister. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This fucking bitch.
Oh, God.
Everything Laura does just adds another tip to the I hate you motherfucker iceberg.
Yep.
Piper can't sleep. So she goes to see Laura, and Laura's like, oh, are you thinking about Andy? Like, I am too. Like, it's okay. And she's watching I'm assuming the last video she has of Kathy, where she's swimming in costume in the pool. And it looks to be either Halloween or a costume birthday party. I'm going Halloween because we see other kids dressed in costumes that are like skeletons and there's candy and stuff.
Yeah.
And as the tape goes, Oliver gets called in the video. She says, Ollie, can you get that for me? And there's a little boy with red hair who says, yes. And he's dressed as a little skeleton.
With long hair. Not red hair.
No, with red hair. Long. It's not long. It's like my hair.
Oh, no, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Yeah, I'm getting confused.
No, because this part also confused me, but Wendy explains what this is.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, it's a little red-haired, curly-haired boy. It's longer, but because of how curly it is, it's very like kind of kept close to the head.
Yeah, it's not.
Laura, so I think the next day, Laura goes to visit Andy without Piper, and he keeps asking about her. And Laura is fucking weird as shit this entire time. Just being weird, saying, oh, they're going to have to keep you another night. You have a concussion, not really addressing any of his concerns. And he's like, you need to keep Piper inside. She's going to die in the rain. And like, she's like, I promise you, I will keep her inside, okay? But it's going to be okay. Next shot is her dragging Piper outside to play in the rain.
Yeah.
And my wife actually pointed this out. She's like, oh, that's a direct slap in the face because she told Andy to leave Oliver in his room and he didn't listen. And so he told her to not let Piper play in the rain, and she's instantly going to make Piper play in the rain.
Yeah. Laura's a bitch.
Fucking petty asshole.
So yeah, we get this cute moment where like Laura and Piper are out dancing in the rain. And I say it's cute because like Piper doesn't go out into the rain. She doesn't get to experience that. So for her to be able to go out and feel the rain falling on her face, like I can imagine for a blind person who doesn't get to experience much, that's one of the greatest things that you can experience. So that's why I say it's cute. But you're also sitting there going, motherfucking Laura, God damn it.
Yeah, I was curious because she does have like a very Piper has a very wholesome reaction to the rain of just like being able to sit there and like let it drip on you and stuff. So I was curious about, is she not allowed in the rain beforehand because like her main sense is hearing that the rain is too loud for her to like know her surroundings?
Yeah, so she can't like
or is Andy just that protective where it's like they don't get to play in the rain because you'll get sick?
See, I almost wonder if like it rains out, gets wet and slippery, like you can't see where you're walking. You know, if you can't see where you're walking in the rain, like it's, you know, high chance of.
Oh, gotcha. I understand.
You and I can at least still see down to the end of the street if it's raining, but like, you know what I mean? So
yeah. I wonder if it's just a safety concern because of how loud and everything it is.
Generally for blind people, like maybe it's just not a good idea. I don't know.
I unclear as well, but the actress Sora, who plays Piper, like I said at the top, she was blind, and so the directors actually asked her about her experience and like made sure to bring in some of those like personal experiences into the character to make her feel like more well-rounded and like a very fleshed out character.
I love that.
I thoroughly appreciate because I always feel like when directors, cinematographers, when they cast, they have a role that has some type of disability. and then they cast someone who doesn't have that disability, they don't do the research or talk to people with it to make that character feel like they're actually experiencing that situation or actually live with it. And so I always appreciate it when directors and people actually pay attention. And I especially love it when they cast the people with the fucking thing that the character has.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, all those extra little steps that the directors take to add to how real it all is.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that as you watch the movie. It translates as you watch these people act out these scenes, so when producers do make those decisions, it almost always turns out better. I had a thought, but my brain is starting to shut down because the sun went down.
Yeah, the sun went down and we have dinner downstairs, so
oh yeah,
so we're powering through. At this point, Laura starts. You get these cuts between her Piper being Kathy and being Piper, and then Laura is treating her exactly like Kathy, putting Kathy's sweater on her, tying her hair back like Kathy. That happens in a little bit, but treating her like Kathy. And then this fucking woman takes her into the shed.
Yeah, she's like, I want to. Well, first, they're out in the rain, and she's like, I want to show you something, and she brings her in, and she gives Piper the sweater that Kathy used to wear. And she's like, oh, and, this is how she used to wear her hair. And she put Piper's hair like that. She's like, I want to show you something else.
Oh, right before she does that, though, she does ask if Piper would stay with her even when Andy leaves. She's like, I know he's trying to leave, but, do you want to stay with me? And Piper's like, I was really looking forward to us getting our own place, but we'll come visit you on weekends.
Yeah.
And then she does this shit.
Yeah, and Laura's like, I want to show you something else. Takes her out to the shed, opens a giant freezer, has Piper stick her hand in, and she's like, oh, that's cold. She's like, what is that?
And
what is that?
Progressively gets more panicked of what the fuck is that?
And then you see it cuts to, does it cut to what it shows?
Yeah,
it cuts to a body in the freezer. Kathy, actually.
You presume it's fucking Kathy at this point, because what other little girl would be in this woman's freezer?
And then you see Ollie in the back, just kind of sitting there hovering,
creeping.
Oh, you gonna eat that?
You gonna take the rest of that?
Yeah, to-go box maybe. And Laura ends up just telling her it's just meat.
It's just a bunch of meat. And then we don't get any closure on this, because the next scene is her picking up Andy from the hospital and saying, you had a fucking psychotic break and they're just gonna let you go. And she goes on this rant, but then it goes to Andy's point of view and it kind of just zones out all of Laura's talking and you don't hear the rest of her.
Mm-hmm.
They get back to the house and he tucks Piper in and is like, she took their dad's pillow because it still smelled like him. And so she's cuddling with it and he's tucking her in, making sure she's okay and stuff. And Laura comes in and she's like, what are you doing, Andy? It's really fucking creepy. I'm cussing a lot more than they do, but that's the sentiment of just she's like, that's
it's
really
how
creepy,
intense she comes at him. She might as well have said, what the fuck are you doing in here?
Yeah.
Or, it's fucking creepy. That's.
We did semi-gloss over the fact that while Andy was in the hospital, Piper picked out an Axe body spray for him.
Oh, yeah. See, I must have looked down at my dog while she was bugging me at one time, because I didn't even see that. I do know that stuff that happens later with it, but I didn't know that there was a scene that established that she got it.
Yeah. Laura gives him the Axe body spray.
Okay.
So, and this is, again, it's already been established that Piper very much cares about smells, because again, the pillow smelling like her dad, all those kinds of things. So for
Not
Piper,
only that, but I mean, you gotta rely on your other senses when you can't see.
That's true too, but it's probably also just a comfort thing. As someone who can see, I can pick out my wife's perfume a motherfucker.
I mean, yeah, we can see, but smells still hold a lot of power.
Yeah. Yeah, so her picking out a cologne for him, even if it is just Axe, is just oh, I know his smell. When I smell this, it's him.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of establishing that thing. But the fucker, he's tucking in his little sister. Get the fuck away. Because, in my head, I was like, are you thinking he's, trying to rape her? That's where my head went with, you think he's molesting his little sister. The way she says it, that's the kind of tone she uses of that's fucking creepy.
No, that is. Yeah, you're like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
The actress though, 10 out of 10.
Oh
did
no,
a phenomenal
she's such
fucking
a great
job.
actress.
Oof.
I don't remember what she's been in. I've seen her in some other stuff, and she always kills it. So
she's freaking amazing. In the interviews and stuff I was watching as well, they talk about how she was just like, she got so into character, and every time they had to do a retake, she kind of got more into character and more like psychotic with it. And at one point,
I think it worked out.
It works out so well. At one point, the brothers were talking, and they're like, "Do you want to give her notes, or do I have to give her notes?"
Honestly, it makes me think that the intro when the kids first come into the house and see her dancing and listening to music, I wonder if that was like the 5th or 6th take, because it definitely feels like she has that like later energy. You know,
oh yeah,
that's not the first or second shot. She's got that energy that's built up to a certain point, even in the very beginning.
Yes, I'm trying to figure out real fast what else she has been in, because she is freaking phenomenal.
Yeah, she's killer.
Oh, she was in Wonka. I didn't see that, but that was interesting.
Oh,
Godzilla King of Monsters, Paddington 2, The Shape of Water.
I didn't watch this.
The first Paddington, A Brilliant Young Mind, Godzilla 2014.
I think I did, but it's been so long.
The Phone Call, The Double. I'm just listing off ones that I know or that I've seen. Oh, she was in Submarine, which was the Beatles movie.
Oh, damn. That's sick.
I would love to see her play some more horror central roles.
I would love to see her portray, like, not a good guy, but like a psychotic mother who's not a bitch, but just like...
I was thinking of like a Mrs. Voorhees.
That'd actually be pretty good.
Like a really good remake of the first Friday the 13th that actually really focuses on Mrs. Voorhees. I think she would do like a phenomenal job in that kind of role.
Yeah. See, or it could be like, she could have honestly played the mother from Long Legs. You know, where she's like showing up to houses, like giving people dolls.
Yeah.
She could definitely be that like crazy kind of psycho-religious mother, but not like...
It's such... The way she portrays it is such like a soft... Until she breaks, right? Like, it's such a soft psychosis that you think you're the crazy one because of how like quick she is to be like normal, quote unquote normal versus not, and just like the way she like does these things, and the way like, I don't know, just her whole being, the way she expresses this character is so fucking good.
Because it's not like you're afraid of her.
Just off-putting.
You know, like, it's not like she's attacking you with a weapon. It's more like she's like, it's like if someone was hitting you with a pillow in the shape of a bat. You'd be like, the implications of this suck, but like, it's not bad, is it? It's just
terrible.
It's just like,
it's just weird.
It's weird. I don't know.
It's just such a good off-putting way that she does it that it just like makes it. It
just makes sense. Like, you don't question like, why is this bitch freaking out? Why is this bitch like off her rocker? You're just like, oh, this bitch is off her rocker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's so good. Could not say more.
Yeah.
Could not like stop talking about how all of the actors in this movie fucking phenomenal. Again, Jonah, the kid who plays Ollie, was like, I love this role. I don't have any lines. This makes it so easy for me.
Yeah. I just had to show up.
Like 6 lines in the entire movie or whatever. Laura, where are we? Oh, Andy goes to work out in his bedroom, and we've seen this a few times. And the first time, the kid is like using creatine, just the pre-workout stuff, and he's got a weight bench set up, but he's bench pressing by himself, and he's going to failure. You cannot do that, my guy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have a catch. It doesn't have anything. Yeah. And the first time we see it, he like gets one. I don't know how many, but like the one we see him do, it's like he's going to failure. He can barely get it. And so he's working out this time, and he can't get it off his damn chest. And so luckily he knows to do the thing where you lay it on your chest and you roll under it.
Yeah.
To the side, right? Instead of like trying to push it up lower or anything.
Yeah.
But as soon as I saw him doing fucking bench press by himself, I was like, you're an idiot. You're a fucking teenage idiot.
I did think that, but I also thought to myself, with the bar, that's probably like 35 pounds. No, I think the bar's 35 pounds.
The bar we have is, I think, 45.
Okay, well.
And then he's got 2 plates. He's got 4 plates. So I think he's got 25s. And then I think those are 10s.
Oh, I see. I only saw the 10, so I just thought he had 2 10s on either side. So I was like,
So let's say bar is 35, 2 25s, and then 2 10s.
no, that's decent.
Yeah.
I didn't see the 25s.
Yeah,
I literally just thought it was 1 on each side, and it was 10s.
No. Yeah, because
So I was like, that's fair. But no, if you're doing that,
50,
like
60 plus the bar, so 95. He's doing like 100. And this is, again, he's not a stick, but he's not like a stocky kid.
yeah, I mean, to be fair, when you're a 17-year-old teenage boy,
You're not.
your testosterone, your hormones, it's all just it's all going. So,
I mean, it's fair. I just like
not
safety.
to say that it's safe. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, men are also stupid.
Yeah, men and 17-year-old boys are very stupid. He's also like, it seems like working out is his only escape, his only outlet, as it were. And it's just lifting weights. He doesn't have like a heavy bag or anything.
Yeah.
So no shade on him, but it was just like, as someone who wants to be a parent, I was like, no,
Yeah.
be safe, my child.
Mm-hmm.
It goes to Laura's bedroom where she's sitting on her bed in front of her TV while Ollie is crisscross next to her, and she's like rubbing his head and drawing circles while she's fast forwarding and watching the Russian tapes again.
Mm-hmm.
And we see in the video part we're watching now that someone there are 2 bodies in a circle, and then there's a third person who like eats part of this one person and then throws up in the other person's mouth. And this is where we get the English part, where they're speaking in English, and on screen it also says something about like part of the soul. And so you get context clues here that Ollie is eating Kathy and gonna throw up the soul into Piper's body.
Yeah, so from what it looked like, and I could be wrong, the end of the tape, so like, yeah, so this like possessed person eats, or so like this person's supposed to die in the same way the same way the other person did, and then this possessed person eats that person, and then throws up the soul and all the shit into the other body and brings them back to life. The couple at the end, like when you see it happen to the woman, and then she sits up and the man starts bawling because it's like, oh, his loved one came back to life.
Yeah.
That wasn't Laura, was it? Because I swear to God, at the end of that video, it literally looks like her, and she talks about how she lost her husband, or she doesn't really. I think she maybe briefly mentions that she had a husband. I don't remember.
So
but like
at the very start of the movie, I thought it looked like Laura who was filming everything. Because it's a dark-haired woman with her hair pulled back with the camcorder.
And maybe that's why she still has the videos.
I'm unclear on how she got the videos because she is not Russian. She very clearly has an Australian accent. And the tapes are in Russian, but it did look like Laura or someone who looked like Laura filming. It never explains how she got these tapes.
Yeah, I don't know. But crazy scenario. So now you're realizing, okay, so she's going to use Ollie to eat
Kathy
when the time is right.
Laura then sprays herself down in fucking Axe body spray. That is definitely Andy's Axe body spray.
Yes, when I tell you, I almost laughed, but I didn't because I was like, oh my fucking God, what just happened? Laura walks in, she sprays herself with the Axe body spray in the bathroom, walks into Piper's room and just like stands over her for a second and then just like pops her in the eye. And I mean,
like
hard.
Hammer fist
like
style.
Hammer fist down as if you were trying to slam your fist on a table to get everyone's attention because you're so pissed off. Mm-hmm. That's how much force went into this. And you just see it happen. She fucking poof, and then runs out of the room, and Piper sits up and starts crying, and I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck?
I didn't think she was gonna hit Piper. I thought she was spraying herself down to go like lay in Piper's bed. Because I was like, this bitch is psychotic.
I didn't know why she was spraying herself.
No.
So when it happened, I was like, what the fuck?
Yep, no, she was doing it to disguise herself to smell like fucking Andy. In the morning, Andy comes downstairs And Laura is accusing him of being like, oh, so you think this is funny or whatever. And like, he's like, what the hell are you talking about? And she's like, go ahead and turn around, love. Makes Piper turn around because she was like fussing with her. And her eye is just swollen to hell and back. And he's like, who the fuck did this to you? And he's distraught. He's like, you did this to her? And she's like, I didn't fucking touch her. And Piper's like, he again asks her, he again asks Piper, who did this to you? And she's like, I don't know who did it, but I smelt you. And he's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And he's like, we need to get the fuck out of here. Then Laura starts antagonizing the shit out of Andy on purpose.
Yeah.
You can tell she is pointing, she is doing the, I'm gonna push all of your buttons to piss you off.
And make you react so that I can then hold on to that.
And be the victim.
Mm-hmm.
Does it to a T. He gets sidetracked because he looks outside and it's been pouring the last few days. So the glass sliding back door is like really rained on, so you can't really see out of it. And he's like, what the fuck happened to Ollie? And he goes to the back door and you see Ollie, and it looks, at this point you're like, oh my god, it looks like a demon head. But from what you can see, it looks like Ollie might be covered in blood. It's either demon head or covered in blood. And he's like, what the fuck happened to Ollie? And he's freaking out about Ollie now.
Yeah.
Laura fights him even more, and he ends up shoving her up against a wall and slamming his fist into the wall right next to her. And she plays
literally right next to her head.
And she plays the victim
by
so hard here.
Starting to cry.
And as soon as he pulls away, then she screams.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, belated scream, bitch. Like, you're playing this the fuck up. And Andy says, we're fucking going. Piper, let's go. And Piper will not leave with him.
Yeah.
And
Andy says, you know what? Fine, fuck this. And he ends up going out and getting in his car and leaving.
Because he says grapefruit here, too. He's like, Piper, grapefruit. Like, I'm serious, we're leaving. And she stays put. And he's like, fuck it. And you're like, damn, that has to hurt so much.
Yeah.
At this point, my wife also was like, fucking finally. This entire time, she's like, why didn't he go to CPS already? There's a hurt kid in the fucking house. And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, he could have gone to CPS after the whole Ollie incident because she didn't take Ollie to the hospital.
Yeah.
Those kids would have got ripped out of there right away.
Yeah.
And I was like, we kind of got off on a side tangent about talking about how I don't know how like Australian CPS works. And then I brought up the point of like CPS is so swamped here. And we learn here in a second that Laura used to work for the CPS office. So they're not going to put that at the top of their list.
Yeah.
They're not going to fucking care. And like people slip through the cracks all of the damn time in the system.
Yep.
And I was like, I don't blame him because in Andy's head, he's thinking, I just need to stick it out 3 months and me and my sister can leave. He cares a lot about Ollie, but his top priority is Piper.
Yep.
Like he's just thinking about like getting out of there with Piper. But this time he does go into CPS or the police station. I don't know if it's the same thing.
He goes to Wendy's office, like the same
place they were when they got the notice they were going to go live with Laura.
The same social worker that they've been working with.
I just didn't know if it was a police office, like a police headquarters, or if it was a CPS office.
I think it's like a social services. But
and I keep saying CPS, it's just Child Protective Services, if you don't know what that means.
Yeah.
They might actually even have a new name. All the acronyms keep changing in my old age because the DMV is the MVD now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So yeah, Andy goes into Wendy's office. Well, actually, so while he's waiting to go into her office, he's sitting there, and on the wall, he sees a missing child poster
of this kid with long blonde, like dirty blonde hair, named Connor Bird.
Connor Bird.
Bird.
He looks close at it, and it's Ollie.
It's Ollie with long hair.
It's Ollie just with long hair. And he grabs the poster, and then when he goes into Wendy's office, he's like, shit's like, that bitch is crazy. Shit's going down. Like, she has, like, this kid is missing. He's been there. Like, he is there right now. And this is when Wendy is like, you don't understand. Laura worked with us here for 20 years. Like, she's a close friend of mine. Like,
she was a well-liked guidance. She was the best guidance counselor we had.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? While this is happening, Laura goes and drops Piper off somewhere.
At like a rec center.
A rec center for people with disabilities, because she ends up playing with a bunch of other blind kids playing. I want to know what this game is.
I think they just have like stuff for people with disabilities at general rec centers nowadays.
Well, this one, because we see her with that group of kids later, they have like the like sunglasses and canes and stuff. So that was, I think it was specifically.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think those places have like, you're not just gonna go there and be the only handicapped person to use like some of their facilities. They're gonna have like a group of.
I just
maybe I don't know.
I
doesn't really
don't know
matter,
if it was. Yeah, it could just be a really cool rec center. I just know we didn't have that in the town we grew up in. That was not a thing.
Oh no, but I also got to remember that like that was back then. Our town now that we grew up in is nothing like
that's
what
fair.
it was
And it
back
could just
then.
be if I know like some cities have a larger population of like blind people or like deaf people. Like I know there are like whole subsects of cities that is just like a deaf community. So I wonder if this is just one of those, especially because her daughter was also blind. I wonder if this is just one of those places that has a very large blind community. So they have a lot more resources. But she drops her off at like a rec center and Piper's like, I don't want to play. And she's like, it's fine. You'll be fine. So then it cuts back to Andy, who is still talking to Wendy. And Wendy just tries to call Laura, and Andy's like, no, please, just let me take you there.
Because Andy realizes, like, Andy's smart enough to know if you call Laura right now, she's just gonna fucking come up with some bullshit and like
nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, so you
and like, how do you even explain what the fuck's happening?
But
like,
the fact that exactly, and I think it was smart of him to not even go into explanation about it, because like just be like, no, don't fucking do it. Like you just need to trust me, and you just need to come with me. Like if you say she's fine, then just fucking fine. Yeah, you know,
just please believe me. Like, go with me.
Like, if she's your friend, you've been there before, like, just show up to her house. You won't care, right? Like, what is it going to hurt?
Also, like, you're a fucking caseworker. I think if a kid is saying you need to come see this, I think you kind of have to.
Well, and I think that kind of clicked in her head. Yeah. I don't remember what Wendy says, but she's like, she agrees. She's like, okay, we'll go. Mm-hmm. And so they start driving back to the house.
And while that's happening, we get a scene of freaking Ollie back in the house.
Yeah, it cuts to Laura, like, walking towards the kitchen, and it's a disaster. There's, like, food and just shit everywhere. There's broken dishes. There's, like, it's just a disaster. And she walks up and, like, peers into the other part of the kitchen.
But before Laura gets there, he, like, bites a countertop. He's, like, eating the countertop.
Oh, yeah.
He, like, bites into a gallon of milk and spills it everywhere. He's literally just
Well, that's what he does when Laura walks
when Laura walks in, yeah.
Is
but
the milk.
Before he eats the countertop, and then he literally bites himself.
Yeah.
And rips off his
skin. Oh, God, I forgot about that. Yeah, he looks at his hand and just, like, takes a bite and, like, starts peeling, and it just, like, peels back a whole strip of his arm, and he just... He chews a little bit, spits it out, and then goes back for seconds. And then, we have... Is it...
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And he does all of that, and Laura finally shows up.
Finds him in the kitchen, and he bites into the side of a jug of milk, and it just fucking squirts out all over him. And he's just holding the jug. And then he starts coming after her.
Yeah.
He fucking, like, runs after her. She starts panicking and pushing him away. Meanwhile, he's trying to, like, bite at her, essentially.
He's trying to fucking eat her. This boy is hungry for that soul outside.
And so she,
like, passes out. She locks herself in Ollie's room, and he can't get in, so he goes outside to try and break into the shed.
That's right.
And she kind of, like, it takes her a second to, like, come to, and she wraps her arm up.
He takes a bite out of her arm, like a good chunk.
It's, like, bleeding. And so she ends up grabbing, like, a pillowcase and wraps it around, and while Ollie's outside still trying to break into the shed, she gets up, and between the glass door, she draws a circle once. Then she draws a circle again, and it draws Ollie to the glass door. Yeah. And then she, like, kneels down to be eye level with him, and then draws 2 more circles again in blood because her arm is bleeding that bad. Yeah. And they, like, headbutt each other through the glass, and then both, like, look up in, like, reverence at the ceiling. It's a really weird.
It was really weird. And it's cool because in a couple of these scenes, it switches from that widescreen shot to, like, the full screen where it's that more, like, movies, and especially A24, because they do this in Midsummer. Oh, They do it when, like, you have a very ethereal moment, or, like, a character is experiencing some sort of, like, holy elation or something like that, where, like, it cuts from that, like, widescreen to, like, the full, like, the full screen is covered, and it's more full and just kind of vibrant, and you have like a close-up shot of like Laura's face as she looks up, and it's supposed to be this like
thing.
Not holy, but
the best way to describe it is a holy like revenant
ethereal
revenance experience. Speaking of,
it's fucking weird.
Laura takes Ollie to the shed, unlocks it, and lets him eat fucking Kathy, and she's just howling, screaming the entire time as it's happening.
Yeah. Then Andy and Wendy show up, or actually no.
We get the cuts of Piper playing whatever sport that is.
It's an interesting sport because I guess like these balls have like chains in them or something so that you can hear them, and you are supposed to like roll it across the room, and the other opponent's supposed to like catch it, but you're supposed to like try and get it past your opponent or something. I don't know quite exactly, but it looked interesting because like, you know, obviously they're blind, so they have these like cool looking masks on, you know.
Oh yeah, it was the masks were to make it even across the playing field, so everyone had to blind their eyes. So depending on your, that's my assumption, was like, because she's 90% blind, right? But it like evens the playing field across the board. It makes everyone blind.
But it was really cool to see because I had never seen anything like that. And obviously, you know, like you'd hope that there would be sports out there for any kind of disabled person. But as someone who is not physically disabled, I just don't know about a lot of those more niche ones that I guess, you know, like for instance, blind people. Like I don't know what a blind person would play for sports.
I'm trying to see. Sorry, I'm trying to look to see if I can find it.
Oh,
goalball.
Goalball.
This is a team sport, and participants compete in teams of 3. Players try to throw a ball, which has bells inside, so it can be heard, into the opponent's goal. The team alternates throwing or rolling the ball from one end to the other. The players remain in an area of their own goal in both defense and attack.
Yeah, sounds simple enough. I mean, that looks like
I think that's the game because there's tape on the floor for what she feels for where she needs to be.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think it's goal ball. Look at that, we learned something new today.
That's sick.
So we get cuts of her playing, and then Andy and Wendy in the car, and the narration at this point is Andy calling Piper, who doesn't answer, and leaving a voice message explaining, "Hey, you're the one I hit. Dad used to beat the shit out of me. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I've been trying to keep everything pure and safe for you because I don't want you to see the bad parts of the world, and that was my fault, and I'm owning up to my mistakes right now. I love you more than anything, and you have to believe me that this woman is fucking crazy, and I did not hit you this time. Fucking grapefruit, Piper." And as he's leaving this message, Wendy's just like, she softens so much to him at this moment, and like looks at him.
Because she realizes like, oh.
He's also crying.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh shit. And she like, I can't remember if she grabs his shoulder or not, but she's like, we'll get this all figured out. Like, we're going to figure this out together. It's very sweet.
Meanwhile, it cuts to Laura in the hallway holding Piper's phone.
Listening to the damn message.
Listening to the voicemail. And so Laura kicks into high gear. Some fun music kicks in.
Oh, this scene is so fun because it's like some like jam music while she's like sweeping up all of this stuff.
It's such a classic 90s montage of like, oh my God, my parents are going to be home in 15 minutes and the house is a disaster.
Yep.
And so she's running around sweeping everything up, like getting rid of all the shit, you know, like trying to. And then Andy and Wendy arrive at the house. Wendy knocks on the door and
she makes Andy stay in the car because he tries to go in, and she's like, stay here.
Yeah, you stay here. She goes up to the door and Laura answers with a towel around her head, and she's in a robe.
She's like, you just interrupted my shower.
Yeah, she's like, you interrupted my shower. And Wendy's like, well, you know,
he's been saying shit. And she's like, what the fuck has he been saying? Like, you know, you can always come look in my house. No biggie. Yeah. So she lets Wendy in. And while that's happening, Andy's like watching from outside and notices that the chickens are out.
Yeah.
And he's like, what the fuck? We mentioned chickens earlier. Yeah. So he hops the back fence to go check out what's happening.
He leaves the car and hops the back fence and goes around the backyard while Wendy is inside talking to Laura.
Finds at least one dead chicken corpse.
Yeah.
Then goes to the locked shed and then grabs something and just starts beating on that lock.
He grabs the bowl of a fountain, like
Oh, like a bird
big,
bath?
Yeah, like a big bird bath, and fucking smashes the lock open.
He's
on
been
this
working
shit.
out for a reason, and it shows.
Well,
Look at those gains. Inside, Laura is carefully steering Wendy around, not getting into the bathroom with the broken mirror. Because she's like, no one's in there, Wendy. You don't need to check in there.
I just came from there.
Yeah, there's no one in there. You want to check out that? What you really want to see is the kids' rooms. Let's go that way.
Yeah.
And fucking love this line because they go into Kathy's room and Laura's like, I told her she could change it however she wanted, but she likes it. And Wendy's like, good thing she's blind.
Yeah. Laura's like, what? She's like, oh,
Nothing's so
looks
pretty.
great. So, yeah, I was like, damn.
Andy finally breaks the lock off and sees Ollie eating Kathy's corpse.
Yeah, he is like he's like definitely munched into the eye socket like a good bit at this point. It cuts back to Wendy and Laura.
And Wendy's like 2 minutes away from leaving. She's like, oh, like, we'll get it figured out. I'm sorry I had to do this to you. Like, how kids can be, it's just part of my job. And then
Laura wipes her face with her fucked up arm
and
gets blood on her face. And Wendy's like, is that blood? And Laura's like,
I just hurt myself.
I just hurt myself.
But then Andy starts screaming for Wendy to come outside, and Laura starts freaking out. I was like, don't go outside. You don't need to go outside. There's nothing outside. Why would you do that? And goes off on this whole thing of like,
and then like
I can bring her back.
Grabs Wendy and is like, you don't understand. I can bring her back. I figured it out. Like, I'm going to bring Kathy back. And Wendy's like, what the? Get the fuck off me.
Get off me, please. Get off me. And then finally she's like, get the fuck off of me. And like rips out of her jacket. And Andy runs outside. Andy shows her.
Yeah,
Ollie.
Wendy follows Andy out to the shed, and Wendy literally sees the fucking Ollie munching on
Kathy.
On
and he's like,
Kathy,
we need to fucking
and is like,
leave.
Oh my fucking god. And they start running towards the car, and they get to the front yard, and they're maybe like 10 feet away from the car.
And Laura's fucking SUV just right
hits
into them.
Both of them. When I tell you, my jaw dropped and stayed open for 2 minutes straight after that, because I was like,
right before this happened, right when Wendy came inside, I paused it and I was like, predictions, who do you think survives? And at this point I was like, I think Ollie is the only one who survives. And my wife was like, no, they can't, like, because Andy falls in a puddle. And Laura grabs his fucking face and starts drowning him. And she's like, no, Andy isn't died. Andy didn't die. He's gonna come back. It's okay. Andy's not dead. And I was like, I think Andy's fucking dead.
Yeah,
Wendy's definitely dead.
Laura gets out of the car after hitting them, and you see Andy laying there with his face half in a puddle of mud and water. And Laura gets out and just turns his head and drowns him. And it's at this point. Oh, sorry, I can't even speak right now, because it's at this point in the movie where I'm like, what the fuck, man? This is where you just start to feel sad.
It just gets progressively worse because, like, she was a child abuser before in a mental capacity, and that's not great. But now she's just drowned a 17-year-old boy for caring about his sister, pretty much. But at this point, my thought was, I think Oliver is going to be our only one who survives. I don't know what's going to happen to anyone else, but like, they're both dead. I'm like looking at Andy. I'm like, even if Andy survived the original drowning, she left him in the puddle to then die more. Like, even if he was half conscious, he's only breathing in water, he's going to die. Wendy is definitely dead. I was like, Oliver's going to survive somehow, maybe still possessed. I don't know. Well, she then goes to pick up Piper, because this is just a normal day and Piper's done playing goalball. So
as they're leaving, one of the instructors like, hey, can I talk to you? I want to talk to you about Piper's black eye. And Laura's like, not today. No. Fuck no.
She like turns around, like she says, not today, I don't have time right now. And then the instructor insists, and she's like, not now, and just like shuts that shit down and leaves. And again, that's probably a mandated reporter. She's got to be calling someone being like, hey, I had a kid show up with a big black eye and I tried to ask their caretaker about it, and they shut me down. Y'all like, oh.
Yeah.
They drive home and Piper can't see the shattered glass of the windshield.
Yeah.
There's And it's just this foreboding scene of looking at Piper through shattered glass of the front window of the SUV.
Yeah.
Oh.
They get home and
Wendy's phone is going off.
Wendy's phone is going off and Piper's like, whose phone is that? And Laura's like, oh, I changed my ringtone. And then Piper's like, can you call my phone? And Laura goes to find Wendy's phone off her dead body, has trouble flipping her over.
And Andy's voice calls from upstairs, Piper.
And
Piper.
And literally Andy's voice. And so she goes upstairs and she starts walking into the room towards Andy's voice, but you just see a blurry image of Oliver. And you're like, what the fuck? And she comes in and then Laura goes up there and she's like, what are you doing up here? And Piper's like, I heard Andy. Like, what's going on? And she's like, oh no, Andy's downstairs.
He's here to apologize, love. Andy's downstairs. I don't know what you heard up here. Let's see. Oh no, she reaches out and touches Oliver.
Oh, that's right.
She like touches.
Piper touches Oliver's head and feels like the fuzz of the
buzz cut, but he also has like. He has progressively, I don't think we've really described the de-evolution of Oliver, where he started looking as a normal kid with just like a birthmark, and then he got like the weird bloodshot eyes, and then he got the fucked up teeth, and then he started getting veins everywhere, and then like when he was eating everything, he had like a bulging pregnant belly because he just ate things that he could not digest.
Yeah, so the best way I could describe it is having like a distended belly. It's unfortunate, but this is the only like example that I can think of. You see it in like young African children, you know, like they're really skinny, but then you just see like just the belly. Belly.
Yeah.
Like that's what we're talking about. It's like that kind of like
it's only in the stomach. There is no weight on this kid elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it is I said pregnant for a reason because it is a belly.
Yeah, it's a belly.
So he's got like scabbing
scars,
giant welt things appearing on his head that she feels, and Laura's able to drag her downstairs, not lead her. And yeah. I pointed this out, and my wife was like, I didn't even think about that. There's something so extremely intimate and unnerving about her taking Piper's hands so she doesn't know where they're going. Because Piper feels around, right? She follows the wall. That's how Piper likes to travel. And every time they go somewhere, Laura takes her hands and leads her. And it's such a like chilling, unnerving feeling to be like, you are taking her only route of seeing away. Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's such an intimate like thing, and I hate it.
Oh, I hate it too. Ugh. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, no,
every time she takes Piper somewhere, she takes her hands. And I'm like, fuck you, fucking piece of shit.
That, dude, the way that they wrote that character as a master manipulator, I mean, like, the level of detail, the attention to detail is insane.
The things like, I wouldn't have thought of, but seeing it, I couldn't picture it any other way.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and a lot of it is textbook. I mean, it's so intense. It's so visceral because of how real it is.
Yeah.
You know, like this is stuff that unfortunately a fair amount of viewers have probably seen once, at least once in their life. Yeah. And so like
take away the demonic weird possession and these people fucking exist.
There's a relatability to it that like just adds to the fucking intensity and the fucking horror of it all for you as a viewer, because it's common. These manipulation tactics, whether it's a friend or a family member, you're probably going to have someone in your life who uses it on you at some point. Oh.
It's a lot, and it's just, you see all of the little pieces that build up into the big thing. It's very masterfully done. You are correct when you use those terms. She's trying to lead Piper outside, and Piper grabs a pole. There's like a metal pole that I think is used to help with the balcony, like as stability for that. And I don't know if there's blood or what on there, but she grabs that and she bolts and locks herself into the bathroom. There's like a crash sound and she locks herself into the bathroom. I don't know what she felt. I don't know what hit her that she was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Well,
But
she had been feeling like you could start to see some uneasiness as soon as she was upstairs and
Yeah.
Laura came up, because she asked who that was and Laura said that it was Ollie.
mm-hmm.
But Piper still would be like, why is Ollie all fucked up?
Yeah.
Why has he got scabs and scratches, and why is his head shaved when I thought he had curly red hair?
Yeah.
Like that's when you see this switch. And so I think that adds to it. So when she's downstairs, yeah, she fucking books it. And I mean, holy shit, for a blind person to navigate that house so well and lock herself in a room that quick, she does it better than some people, some horror protagonists who can see.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she gets in the room and
there's a body.
there's
on
a
the
body.
ground.
She leans down and she starts to feel the hair, and she feels the longer kind of curly hair.
Dude, she feels his braces.
She feels Andy's braces.
Which, like, just hit me at a hardcore level because you know he let her feel them when he first got them.
Yep.
So she knows, like, that just hit me in such, like, a hard part of my heart of being like, oh my god, she felt for his braces.
I, at this point, like, felt tears welling up. You know that feeling in your chest right before you're about to cry?
Yeah.
That started to well up, and I was just like...
Dude, and it's in the bathroom again. Their dad died in a bathroom. She's finding him dead in the bathroom. Like, she's gonna have bathroom PTSD, but she doesn't have long to cry over her dead brother because Laura breaks in. And fucking Piper asks about Andy, and Laura gaslights her so damn hard about this whole situation. And then she's like, I spoke with an angel who's in Oliver now, who will bring my Kathy back. And she explains, like, the whole ritual thing. And I was like, wow, you're literally dealing with an angel, or with a demon, and calling it an angel. Gaslighting yourself much. Goddamn.
Yeah. And she literally explains all this to Piper, and Piper's like, what are you going to do to me? And she's like, I'm going to drown you in my pool.
Piper grabs something, and the aim on this bitch, right in the face of Laura, was so good.
It's like the only thing that I could think of is like a little metal container with a lid on it that you'd put like little flossers in, you know?
Oh, like a jar type, like a...
Yeah, like a metal jar, like a metal circular or cylindrical
thingy.
Like, yeah.
Almost like a thermos, but like not for soup.
She fucking hucks it at Laura and hits right in the
And that
forehead.
sound, that like resonating,
dude,
was so good.
Talk about visceral, bro.
Yeah.
That is like, it's like when you hear someone getting hit in the head with a Pringles can just right. It's that, that fucking, oh man.
It was so good. Piper's luck now runs out though, because that dazes Laura for a hot second. And Piper runs out and runs smack dab back into that pole that she caught herself on the first time, knocking herself out.
Reels back.
And like, that sound is also a very big, like...
Oh, and that reel back from hitting the... I've done that, so I know exactly, like, that was a fucking real bounce.
And she did it, like, she did it full force, thinking that it wasn't there, which makes it so
Oh, no,
much
I've
worse.
also done that. I did that on my grandparents' back door when I was a kid. It was, like, the holidays or something, so a bunch of us, like, all my cousins and everyone, we were all running around the house. It was nighttime. Someone just had to clean the glass back door too fucking well, and I sprinted right into it. Oh, man. Nobody will ever let me live that down.
Oh, no, I won't either.
It's fine. I've been getting it from my family since I was probably, I think I was like 10 or 11.
So like 20 years.
God. Oh, God.
Before he goes into a crisis, Laura then drags Piper's body outside, and you can tell she hasn't been working out because she struggles dragging this child outside. Ends
it's
up
raining.
Like, cradling her into the pool, where she's floating, and then Ollie appears, like...
walks around the pool and, like, steps down on the steps.
Like a baptism, the way this is, like, set up, like how she's folding, and then, like, the priest should walk in. Oh my god.
Literally. It's fucking wild. Laura starts pushing Piper's head down underwater, and very quickly Piper comes to consciousness and starts trying to fight back. Like,
she's thrashing hard. She gets up for breath once and, like, is fighting so hard. Ollie growls, growls, and then, like, something, like,
bulges in his neck.
Like the way it did in his stomach, it's like now in his throat, and it's
Yeah.
really gross looking.
Yeah.
Piper thrashes enough to where she can get air and then screams "Mom,"
Yeah.
which causes Laura to stop,
Mhm.
and then she like hugs Piper so close and tight, and like thinking it's Kathy.
Yeah.
I'm
I
1,000%
think so.
serious that she thinks it's Kathy is
Mhm.
now back. We get a flashback of how Kathy died, and she's floating face first in the pool, but there's blood.
Yeah.
This isn't just a drowning. What the fuck did she hit her head on?
Yeah.
And that made me think like, oh my god, did Laura accidentally kill her daughter?
I don't know. My thought was walking out by the pool, you slip and hit your head and fall in, or
Maybe.
like, you know
Maybe
what
I'm
I
thinking
mean?
too much into it. Piper drags herself out of this pool while Laura's like grabbing onto her, and she has to maneuver her way out of Kathy's sweater because she's been wearing it. And then she like bolts through the house, and Oliver is chasing her, but like much more lethargically.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as like she steps off of something like a step, and it's just like a drop, and she like loses it, and like this girl is gonna have such a bad concussion. She hits her head again and is just like reeling, and
Like,
Oliver's
tumbles
like
down.
Oliver gets to where she fell, and he starts throwing up, what I'm assuming is the soul that
Yeah.
should have gone into her body, because it's like that black bloody ichor
Yep.
that was in the video. She's able to drag herself across the line, and you watch her like bolt to the road.
Yeah, you
And
watch her
luckily there's a
sprint
damn
through the
car.
trees, and she runs up to the road, and this car pulls up. I got emotional at this part too,
Mhm.
because like a car pulls up and they stop, and this normal ass couple gets out and is like, "Oh my god, are you okay? Like, are you hurt? What the hell happened?" Like, it would just like
The relief.
relief, but not fully. It was one of those moments where like I was glad she got out, but I just felt the sadness and like the grief of what just happened. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was such a weird feeling to sit with, because usually you're just like, oh, thank God she got out alive. All right, we're good.
But then you turn and you're dealing with Ollie. That's what happened to me, is like I didn't get a chance for relief, or I got like a brief moment of relief for her getting helped by a normal couple, but then you turn around and it's Ollie.
We see Ollie like looking at the line,
like
on the
his
property.
senses are kind of coming back after he threw up the
Yeah.
soul.
And then he steps across it and starts freaking out,
Seizing,
spasming,
doing all that kind of
screaming. And then it cuts to
Laura, who's going to the shed.
Oh yeah, she goes to the shed and grabs Kathy.
And takes Kathy into the pool.
And then she grabs the wound on her arm and just digs her fingers in,
causing more blood to ooze out.
And then she lays next to Kathy in the pool.
And then Piper's in the car, and the voice message of Andy saying, "I love you, Pipes," is playing. And the cops swarm the house. You get this like top down view of
the cops coming into the pool, and
Laura's cradling her dead daughter's body while she's probably also now dead.
And then the cops come up or they see it's a shot of Ollie on the ground.
Emaciated Ollie. There's no stomach now. There's nothing.
But it's not Ollie anymore. It's Connor.
Oh, yes.
And he's like, "Help me. Help me." And the police officer comes up and he grabs onto her arm and is like, "Help me.
I'm Connor Bird."
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah."
And there you go.
And that's it. Ah.
The overwhelming sadness this movie gave me was not relieved. It was relieved a little bit when Ollie gets rescued. I stopped this movie, looked at my wife and said, "I'm going to bed now." And I went to bed because I could not wrap my head around the sheer despair I just sat through.
Yeah, it's a lot, because like somehow a lot of these horror movies, when they do something like this and then like someone gets away at the end, you usually feel a little better about it. But I don't know why, like this movie not in a bad way, but there's just so much to it. There's so many layers, and like the amount of trauma that comes with emotional manipulation, and I think the extreme extent to which we see Laura attempt to manipulate
Piper.
Andy and Piper.
Yeah.
I mean, pissing in a cup and pouring it on the kid's pants, that's next level. And
everything she does to Andy is so next level. It's fucking insane.
It's just like, it's so, and I think the reason why it hits so hard is because, again, it's just so real.
Yeah.
Because Laura, in the end, wasn't some crazy witch or anything like that. She was just a crazy grieving mother
who found a weird way to possibly bring her daughter back and needed children for it and was going to do whatever it took to get her daughter back.
The kids, they were just products of unforeseen circumstances. And they were just, I mean, one A24 likes to do this. They like to take a child and then they like to make that child break. And then we just, like, over the course of the entire movie, the circles under their eyes get bigger.
Yeah.
And then they just become less vocal and more moldable. And then by the end of it, usually it's because they're trying to fucking enforce some sort of demon into you or some sort of spirit. And you can only do that in a moldable, broken vessel. And it all, like, God damn, A24, even though it's the same kind of concept, they do it so different every time that it hits every fucking time.
Because besides what we said about the hair, I would not compare this to Weapons at all.
No.
There are, like, those little nuggets of, again, the hair thing and the demon thing, but, like, these are on two separate playing fields for me.
Yeah, like, you don't watch Weapons for the emotional depth that you would this. Like, you can't analyze the trauma of Weapons in the same way that you can analyze the trauma and
we've talked about final girl trauma.
Get her back.
Get her back. We've talked about the final girl trauma before, right? But Piper's final girl trauma is even worse because her dad died. She thought she got a new, like, supportive person. Got manipulated the shit out of by that person.
Her only support left.
Her mom had died previous. Like, she is now a foster kid with
a blind foster kid with
more trauma than anyone could ever understand.
Yeah.
So I think that's why you don't get that relief, because it's one thing if it's a grown-ass adult who is, like, can have a job and just seclude themselves in an apartment. She still has to rely on a system to take care of her, and she has lost her biggest support system. And not just, like, hopefully Ollie gets to go back home. He gets a lot of trauma. Hopefully it didn't, like, when he woke up, it seemed like he didn't remember a lot of what had happened.
Yeah.
But, like, he still got janky ass fucking teeth. Kid is emaciated as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and there's no real justice because she took the easy way out and killed herself.
Yeah. I can't even really think of the right word. Like, I don't think you could just summarize this movie in one word. It's just,
this movie manipulates you in all of your feels and then leaves you there without giving you any aftercare.
Yeah. You're just left to sit there and think about it. And you're like, oh, okay.
Sure.
And that's about it.
And we, again, highly recommend this movie.
Oh yeah, you should watch this movie.
With the caveat of, you will be really fucking sad. And if you aren't sad, are you okay? Do you need a hug, friend? Because this should make you sad.
I will say, maybe we should preface this movie with a trigger warning, just because there is
of child abuse.
Child abuse, and I mean anyone who's because again, a lot of that type of manipulation and abuse is real. So like if someone's been through something similar, they don't want to relive it for an hour and a half.
Yeah, I think we will trigger warning this because I only thought about the child abuse thing. I didn't think about the manipulation tactic. We don't usually trigger warning our episodes. We talked about doing it at the start, but you usually know what you're getting into when you say, hey, this is a horror movie. But no one told me about all of this shit. Everyone just says you need to watch this movie.
Yeah, I didn't know that those themes were going to be a part of it at all. Like that was a bit of a shock. Not a shock, but like it caught me off guard.
Yeah. And Tay would definitely not be able to watch this movie.
Nope.
For lots of reasons, but also auto cannibalism is in this.
Yeah. It's just full of not what she, yeah.
Ugh. Well, there's our 2 hours, 40 minutes of depression. Go watch it and be depressed with us, I guess.
Yeah, enjoy it for what it is, and maybe you guys can think of some extra shit that we didn't, and let us know in the comments.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode. Follow our Instagram and threads at No Cell Service Pod. Until next time.